This is ESPN on ABC.
Welcome to the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. We kick off a bowl triple header on ABC from New York City and venerable Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. The Clemson Tigers from the ACC take on the Penn State Nittany Lions from the Big Ten on a post-snowstorm, frigid Saturday. And hi everybody, Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak with Taylor McGregor coming to you from just above Judge's chambers where Aaron Judge resides. If it were August, but clearly it is not here in the Bronx. And as we look at these two teams, Dusty, neither expected to be here. Both were preseason top four, but after rough starts, both are playing much better, had excellent Novembers, and a chance to carry some serious momentum into the offseason.
Yeah, look, given expectations that they had of themselves and everyone else had, these are arguably the two most disappointing teams in college football. But what I love is they came together. They stayed together. They fought, and they played their best football when it mattered the most down the stretch to get themselves in position for today. For these seniors, last time to wear the uniform and a chance to finish and go out on top. And it's a day of opportunity with a lot of players out, a lot of big opportunity for a lot of players, both wearing that Tiger orange and that Nittany Lion blue.
All right, well, let's look back at how Penn State got here. They last year were in the college football playoff. They made it all the way to the semifinals, losing to Notre Dame. They were ranked number 2 in the preseason poll, but after a 3-3 start, James Franklin was fired. The Nittany Lions won their last 3 games, and quarterback Ethan Grunkemeyer taking over for the injured Drew Aller did all that he could. It wasn't good enough, though. Did play better, though, in November, winning his last 3.
Look, I thought he played outstanding down the stretch. He was put in a tough spot. He had to go on the road to Iowa in his first start, on the road to Ohio State. The final drive against Ohio State, he found something, played well against Indiana, and I thought he played great. Accuracy and a better understanding of this offense in those final 3 wins.
And we've got a lot of opt-outs in this game for both teams, got a lot of injuries, but one guy that will play is Cade Klubnik, the quarterback for Clemson. At this time last year, he was in the college football playoff taking on Texas. The Tigers lost that opening round game in Austin, but with Klubnik and a lot of talent around him coming back, they were ranked number 4 in the preseason poll. And like Penn State, they got off to a slow start. They were 1-3 on the season, but they won their last 4 games. And Klubnik, a big reason why.
And you know, he wants to go out on top. I mean, this guy is a true competitor. Had some extreme ups and some downs throughout his career there at Clemson. But the guy wants to go out a winner, 2-time ACC champion. And you know, we'll get his best here today.
And with more on Klubnik, let's check in with Taylor.
Well, Dave, I'm out in Monument Park, one of the iconic parts of Yankee Stadium, in front of the plaque of Mariano Rivera, who is considered the greatest closer in the history of Major League Baseball. Why is this important? Well, Dabo Swinney's message to his group has been, let's close out this season with greatness. And for Cade Klubnik, he's not only closing out this season, but his time at Clemson. He told me today he is playing to make a young Cade Klubnik proud. And much like number 42, he wants to thrive under pressure and make his teammates proud with the way he closes out his tenure.
And going without any covering on his arms today here, where the temperatures are in the mid-20s in New York, but it feels like the mid-teens in the Bronx, as 2 powerhouse programs look to finish the season strong. Kickoff is next.
Get ready for mowing season, for hauling season, and exploring season. Get ready for tearing it up, cutting it down, and working all around season. Because it's bad boy season all year long. Bad Boy, title sponsor of the Pinstripe.
watching Capital One Bowl Mania.
Welcome back to New York City, Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor on a very cold Saturday, the final Saturday of 2025. Temperature is 27 degrees, but it feels like 18 right now, and that's about 5 degrees warmer than it was an hour ago. Penn State won the toss, elected to defer, so Clemson will get the ball first. Big Gabe Wosu will boot it away for Penn State with Adam Randall deep. Fair caught, and so it'll be a touchback. And Cade Klubnik will take the field for the final time in a Clemson uniform. His 40th career start. He's in the top 5 in most major categories for quarterback play in a quarterback-rich school. At least it's been the last decade. At a brilliant 2023 when he threw 36 touchdowns and almost 4,000 passing yards. The numbers dropped precipitously this season, but he has played better of late. And from the 25, they will run it on first down, and nothing straight ahead for Adam Randall, the converted wide receiver. Got a lot of backups in there for Penn State, but still able to make the play. Dejon Lane, who is one of the few starters in the lineup today.
Run defense for Penn State this year, it's been a struggle. We're accustomed to seeing Penn State so stout up front. You kind of wonder today, do we try to see a heavy dose of Adam Randall? Nice job on the opening play by that front for the Nittany Lions.
Klubnik to throw here, and the pass is caught at the 31 by TJ Moore. A gain of about 5 for Moore, who caught 46 passes during the regular season. They do not have Antonio Williams or Bryant Wesco today on the perimeter.
TJ Moore probably has the best hands on the team. Excellent size, 6'3", 205. Become the go-to guy for Cade Klubnik down the stretch of the season, especially, as you mentioned, with Antonio Williams out.
You saw the shot of Dabo Swinney, year 17 for the two-time national champ, most wins in ACC history. Klubnik on the rollout away from pressure, and it's dropped. Tyler Brown, who has not caught a pass in the last 4 games, unable to secure that, and it'll be 4th down.
And it's a good play design. Move the pocket to the right, and he's got Tyler Brown wide open in the flat. Just allows his body, this pass to get into his body. And a drop in the cold. Tyler Brown's got to step up here today. He was excellent in 2023 as a freshman, and he's been sitting behind Antonio Williams. Big opportunity for him today, and an opportunity missed on the opening possession.
Trevor Pena is deep for Penn State. Back at his 27-yard line. Jack Smith to punt it. And it's a fake. Smith throws a deep ball, and it's not even close. He was trying to hit Josh Sapp, and the pass was nowhere near the tight end, and so Penn State will take over on the Clemson 32.
And Josh Sapp wasn't even expecting the pass. It seems like something that if the punter gets a certain look, you see Sapp up top here, and he never turns to look back at the football. He's down there trying to cover a punt.
And that's actually Ronan Hannafin, the other number 5, he's a defensive player. So they got a defensive player there that they're trying to throw the ball to. Not even the pass catching number 5. And now Penn State will take over with Ethan Grunkemeyer, making his 7th straight start, replacing the injured Drew Aller. Had a season-ending injury October 11th against Northwestern. Play action, and Grunkemeyer has a completion. And it's Devontae Ross out of bounds, about a yard short of the line to gain. So Grunkemeyer, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions on the season. You look at that completion percentage, on pace for the single season record at State College.
I was really impressed watching this film. I mean, you could see the progression, the growth, the understanding of the offense every game down the stretch of the season. Very accurate with the football, got a lot of poise. And Andy Koltenicki, the offensive coordinator, wants to get these receivers involved today.
Grunkemeyer setting up a screen, and it's going to be close to a first down. Trevor Pena, 44 catches on the season. He's about a half-yard shy. Sammy Brown, the leading tackler for Clemson on the takedown. Third down, and then we've got an injured Penn State player. It's Kyron Hudson. Starting wide receiver, fifth-year pro, transfer from USC. We mentioned there are a number of opt-outs. There are also a ton of injuries for both teams heading into this game, so they can't really afford to lose anybody else. They're going to run out of players, at least guys that have true game experience on both sides, but good sign there with Hudson jogging off.
A great sign. Kyron Hudson was brought in, Devontae Ross, Trevor Pena. These three wide receivers were brought in to help bolster this receiving core, this passing attack. And it's one thing the offensive coordinator, Andy Koltenicki, told us. He didn't feel he'd done a good enough job throughout the year to get them their touches. So he wanted to make it a point today for them to close out their season with a good game. Already 2 touches for those receivers here on the opening couple of plays.
Third down and short. Grunkemeyer in the quarterback sneak gets it easily. You mentioned Andy Koltenicki, the offensive coordinator. This is his last game at Penn State with Matt Campbell, the new head coach, coming in, bringing most of his own people from Iowa State. Terry Smith, the current interim head coach, he will stay and be part of the staff under Campbell. Here's Smith trying to find a hole, busts it to the outside. Inside the 15 and down to the 12 for a 7-yard gain, brought down by Brandon Strozier, starting corner.
Well, with Singleton and Allen out, Corey Smith, the redshirt freshman, he has got great speed, home run ability. I like the patience and vision, and you see the burst from him to get to the edge, and a nice pickup on first down.
He had 5 carries all year, and those are all week 1 against Nevada, Corey Smith.
A lot of motions, a lot of shifts in this offense. You'll see some different creative formations from this offense.
Smith with blockers out in front, gets to the 10 and pushed out of bounds there by Strozier. 2-yard gain, another third down and short.
You'll see a lot of tight end play too. Andrew Rappleyea, 87. Well, he is an excellent blocker, catches the ball well. It's kind of a staple of what this offense is, using those tight ends.
Between the tackles, Corey Smith gets the first down. So they pick up a pair of third down and short situations here on this first drive after taking over on the Clemson 32 after the failed fake punt.
Nice job off the left side. Again, good push, good movement. A lot of new defensive tackles inside for Clemson. See a really good job getting to the second level by 64 Egan Boyer, getting on Sammy Brown, helping pave a path for that nice run.
First down and goal on the 4. Grunkemeyer hands it to the first man through, Quentin Martin, and he is stacked up. No gain on the play. Sammy Brown in there first.
Most consistent guy on this defense, Sammy Brown. He's got excellent speed, power, and really a great understanding of this defense. He's the leader in the second level of that defense. An excellent sophomore season. Tom Allen told us might wind up being the best linebacker he's ever coached. High praise from the Clemson defensive coordinator,
who was at Penn State as the D coordinator last year and the former Indiana head coach. Second down and goal. Smith and Brown got him backside and drags him to the ground at the 2.
Sammy Brown, watch him just come around, make this play off the backside. Nice job by him.
They go with tempo, and in trouble in the backfield, and taken down is Corey Smith. And it's Hannafin with the tackle for a loss to force a field goal.
With this Clemson run defense, it's really been the backbone of this defense so far this year. And inside the 10, they got big. Good job setting the edge by Kate Denhoff. And then Hannafin cleaning it up for a big stop.
And so Ryan Barker, who has just one miss on the season, that was a block earlier in the year, is out there for a short attempt. 10 straight makes. This is a 22-yarder. The kick is good, and Penn State takes advantage of the failed fake punt, but it could have been much worse for Clemson. They hold and force a field goal, and Cade Klubnik will return to the field when we come back to frigid Yankee Stadium in the Bronx.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow.
Just be safe getting home.
This storm will be here through the night, as will I.
The December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models.
Well, Trent, you run from the dark. That's why it chases you.
Get out of my house!
This killer's underestimating you.
I got this.
Coming up next on ABC, it's Georgia Tech and BYU in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Then it's the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl with Virginia and Missouri. Great day of college football as 2025 winds down. The college football playoff resumes on New Year's Eve with the first of 4 quarterfinals. I want to let folks know that are watching, we do have some technical difficulties. One thing that's been impacted because of the snowstorm, the blizzard that hit New York last night, is our Skycam is not working right now. Got a fair catch, so a touchback here for Clemson, and Cade Klubnik back out there at quarterback for the Tigers. Coming into the year, Mel Kiper had him as his #1 quarterback. Remember also Penn State's quarterback Drew Aller was considered to be a high draft pick. Aller struggled and then got hurt. He's out for the season. Klubnik struggled but did pick it up at the end of the year and said he just wanted to finish the season strong and with 120 of his best friends. That's why he elected to play in the bowl game. Klubnik has a completion. It's Tristan Smith on the catch, a gain of 5. Here's Taylor.
The things he learned this year is how much he loves the game of football. 5 losses, battled a ton of injuries this year. He says it's really easy to show up to practice every day when things are going well, but when they're not, that's when you learn how much you love the game of football. So you mentioned wanting to play with 120 of his best friends, but also just because he loves this game, and it's something he really learned this season.
Well, he really is a great young man. We've had an opportunity to talk to him a number of times the last few years when we've done Clemson games, and whether the team is doing great or not doing well, he's been very thoughtful with his comments, and you can see why he's a great leader. Randall comes up just short of a first down, bringing up 3rd and 2.
He's an amazing teammate, and one thing Dabo Sweeney told us, he shows up every day like it's game day, and said he's always done that since the first day he's been there. That's infectious throughout the course of a season and throughout a locker room, and really one of the best compliments you can pay a guy like Cade Klubnik.
And dragged down is Randall short of a first down. Denied Dennis Sutton, one of the rare great players on defense for Penn State that's actually available today. He gets the takedown.
Try to go with the toss, and it's denied Dennis Sutton, who's going to be off the edge, who's going to get up the field, change direction, and make a nice play. Also, the corner, Collins, doing a good job getting Randall to the ground. Excellent start here on these first 2 possessions for Terry Smith's defense.
So Jack Smith tried to throw a pass on a fake punt from this spot on the first possession. He'll kick it away here to Pena. And Pena, surrounded, makes the fair catch at the 30-yard line after a 37-yard punt.
Jersey Mike's, they slice your sub right in front of you. All that meat and cheese just for me. Watching that takes me to my happy place. Oh, wait. Jersey Mike's is my happy place. Kelly, did I place an order here in my happy place?
Not yet, Danny.
Then I'm going back to reality.
Number 7 for Danny.
Oh, thanks, reality, Kelly. Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A suburb.
Check weather.
This is my kind of weather. These are my kind of dudes. Couple of defensive linemen denied Dennis Sutton. We saw him make that last play on third down. Great length, and he's got a bright future ahead of him at the next level. And for Clemson, Will Held. It's length, it's strength, 6'6", 260, and he plays with a high motor, outstanding against the run. 15 tackles for loss this season. And great news for Clemson. Will Held announced he will be coming back next season to help bolster this defense.
Third team all ACC this season. Not out there, though, to start this drive defensively with Penn State up 3-0. Grunkemeyer gets smacked back at the 20-yard line. Fletcher Cothran and Caden Story were back there.
Well, Cothran's going to come in on a blitz, and he times it up perfectly. Watch him as he gets home. Opens up right along the interior of that offensive line. Grunkemeyer never sees him, and a big sack for this Clemson defense. Wade Woodaz is out, opens the door for other guys to step up. First sack of the season for Cothran.
No T.J. Parker or Peter Woods. Both expected to be first-round draft picks for Clemson on the defensive line. Play action. Grunkemeyer setting up. Has time. And his pass is caught down the sideline for a first down by Rappleyea. Out to midfield for a gain of 30.
Well, I love this tight end room for Penn State. They are deep and they are talented. We'll see if this catch by Rappleyea holds up.
Yeah, there's a flag in the backfield on the far side.
Take a look at this catch. Nice job by Rappleyea getting that head around, making that catch.
Yeah, there was a flag down the third base line, which is the far side at about the 19-yard line. We're out here in right field at Yankee Stadium, and I don't think anybody saw that flag until the last second.
Great catch for Knott. You're going to continue to see these tight ends being utilized throughout the course of the day. Andrew Rappleyea, very good blocker, really stepped up down the stretch of the pass catcher. Luke Reynolds also will be getting involved throughout the course of this ball game.
So second down and 25. Redshirt freshman Ethan Grunkemeyer from Lewis Center, Ohio, and a big hit as the pass is incomplete. It was intended for Martin, and Ashton Hampton got hurt on the play as he made the hit.
Excellent break on the football in the flats by Ashton Hampton. Puts that foot in the ground, delivers a big punishing shot on Cam Wallace after he drops that pass. Hampton throwing that right shoulder in there, and he quickly left the field.
Third and 25. They're just going to keep it on the ground here. Quentin Martin still going, and will come up about 5 yards short of a first down. Penn State may go for it after a gain of 21. Now the offense is coming off the field.
It's a good job off the left side. Rappleyea helping set that edge once again. 87, the tight end. He's looking for extra work at the next level.
So Gabriel Wosu, the 300-pound punter for Penn State, will kick it deep to T.J. Moore on 4th down and 4. That will hop inside the 20 and down to about the 13-yard line. Still some flurries here in New York City after the snowstorm hit yesterday, dropped about 8 inches.
Hey,
Hey, stuck in high school Spanish? Try Babbel, the language app built by experts. Master grammar with fun, bite-sized lessons and apply what you learn with stress-free speaking practice. All it takes is 10 minutes a day. Visit Babbel.com to claim your limited time offer. Babbel.
T-Mobile's network was a little dodgy. His words.
A lot of things used to be dodgy. GPS used to be my gut feeling. But things change. And after a giant test of millions of customers and data points, now T-Mobile has the best network by like a lot. Check it out for yourself. You can switch to T-Mobile from your phone in just 15 minutes and see what it means to have America's best network. Hey dude, you won't believe where I am.
Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest, live on ABC.
The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers and Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Both these teams were in the CFP last year. A first-round exit for Clemson, losing at Texas. Penn State made it all the way to the college football playoff semis, lost at the Orange Bowl to Notre Dame. This year's college football playoff bracket brought to you by AT&T 5G. It all starts New Year's Eve. Miami, Ohio State, 3 games on New Year's Day. Clemson will run it on first down, and not much there for Adam Randall. Of those 4 quarterfinal games, Dusty, what is the most intriguing matchup to you?
Miami, Ohio State, the reigning national champions. The first time we've seen that matchup since that 2002 national championship. You know, I'm a defensive guy. #1 defense in the country, points per game in Ohio State, loaded with NFL talent, and a top 6 points per game defense, loaded with NFL talent for Miami. I think that's going to be an absolute slugfest there in Arlington.
Klubnik on second down and 10, going to check it down to Randall with some room. And he's cut down at the 22, about a yard short of a first down. Do you see any potential upsets of those quarterfinal games?
Well, I think one of the great things is all these matchups are excellent. And I think that we're all in a huge treat for what those games have in store. You know, Oregon and Texas Tech, I mean, that's kind of a coin flip of a game. I don't know if you would call one or the other. It'll be interesting in the Rose Bowl. Indiana now a favorite, Alabama an underdog. I think that one's really intriguing. And we've seen round 1 of Ole Miss and Georgia. That was a heck of a shootout there in Athens. And I think Georgia's a team that's really, really improved. And we'll see if Pete Golding can get his second playoff victory. But is there a chance of an upset? Heck yeah, Dave, it's the playoffs. I mean, it's never going to hold just chalk.
Klubnik throws high, and it's incomplete, almost picked off by Lane. What you said about Indiana being the favorite, they're used to being the underdog, but now not just a favorite, but a considerable favorite when you look at the opponent, Alabama, who's coming off that win in Norman in the first round.
And it's understandable. I mean, Curt Cignetti has been incredible with what he's done at that program the last 2 years. The Big Ten champions, the #1 seed. But, you know, Kalen DeBoer, I got to imagine he's going to find a way to use that to his advantage. Going to be a fun one out in Pasadena.
Klubnik setting up the screen, and out past the 35 is T.J. Moore for a first down. Gain of 11.
Tristan Lee, the offensive tackle, is going to do a really nice job getting out of the perimeter to help spring this. Watch the big man get outside and get a key block. Good job by Tristan Lee, big man getting out on the second level. Good perimeter blocking. T.J. Moore, very athletic. Nice job with the ball in his hands after the catch there for that first down.
Klubnik, and it's dropped at midfield by Tyler Brown. We've seen 2 drops early on for Clemson.
More of an RPO look here for Clemson. They've got Tyler Brown wide open in the middle of the field. It's a good read. Safety comes down to play the run. Middle of the field's open. And a second drop here early on this ball game for Tyler Brown. Cade Klubnik can't put that ball any better. And Tyler Brown's going to have to find a way to shake off these early 2 drops and be able to come up with those plays throughout the course of this game.
And another drop. This time it's Clark Sanderson, a true freshman who has just one catch on the year. So you got a lot of guys playing for the first time, and you're doing it in a day where it's 15 degrees. Got to imagine a little bit harder to hang on to the football when it's this cold. Probably feels like a rock.
I would imagine so. I can't even feel my hands currently, Mr. Pass.
And I'd ask you what it was like to catch a ball in cold weather playing football, but I assume you probably didn't have many interceptions in cold weather.
Just one. Just one. But thank you for the vote of confidence.
Well, at least I didn't say period. No interceptions. Klubnik hit, and the ball comes up short of the intended target. Dennis Sutton in the backfield again for Penn State.
Love that he's out there trying to help impact this defense. Nice job with the late added pressure by Dennis Sutton. 6'5", 265. He can really get vertical and be extremely disruptive. A nice job on third down after a couple of drops on first and second.
Jack Smith out there for the third time. Faked the punt the first time. Threw an incomplete pass. Punted it the second time and will boot it here. Not a good kick, and it checks up and will be down by Clemson around the 37 for about a 30-yard punt. Well, for 20 years, All-State has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you to All-State. So officially a 27-yard punt by Clemson. And Penn State back on offense. The Nittany Lions 6-6, preseason number 2. The last time they had a losing season was back in 2020. They played just 9 games. They went 4-5. Their last non-COVID losing season was back in 2004. Well, trying to avoid that today, but it looked like mid-season for sure they'd have a losing record when they were 3-6. On the jet sweep, it's Liam Clifford, and he gets about 2 yards. Ricardo Jones on the stop. There's Terry Smith, the interim coach, but will give way to Matt Campbell. Campbell was actually supposed to be here and was going to join us here early second quarter, but his flight got canceled. He will not make it. Quentin Martin gets the first down on the carry.
I think Terry Smith did an outstanding job stepping in to a really difficult situation, galvanizing this team, keeping them together. And even in the losses, once he took over, they were extremely competitive, and they just kept chopping wood and found a way to hit their stride late in the season, winning those final 3 games. And a slugfest in that last one at Rutgers. He was emotional. I think these players love him. Everyone around the Penn State community loves him. And it's great to see he's going to stay and be joining Matt Campbell's staff.
As Grunkemeyer keeps it in slides for no gain. Well, Matt Campbell, when we spoke to Coach Campbell, he told us that he has a great relationship with Terry Smith going back to when Terry Smith was a high school coach at Gateway High School in Pennsylvania for a decade. It was an area heavily recruited by Campbell at Iowa State, so they know each other well. And obviously, Terry Smith, being a former player and longtime assistant here, has a great big picture view of what it's like to work here at Penn State, and that should benefit Campbell. 1 quarter in the books here at Yankee Stadium, and not surprisingly, it's a defensive struggle early. Not much offense from either team. 3-0 Penn State. This presentation of the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl on ABC will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Get ready for mowing season, for hauling season, and exploring season. Get ready for tearing it up, cutting it down, and working all around season. Because it's bad boy season all year long. Bad boy.
Why we wear the uniform.
This is a global operation.
LAPD has agreed to help the FBI track down terrorist targets.
I'll do my best.
But don't do your best. Do my best.
Back in New York, 3-0 Penn State. Moments ago, Dabo Swinney and Taylor McGregor.
Coach, on defense, some new guys stepping up to make plays. What have you thought of that group so far?
Well, they've done fine. We put them in a terrible position down here. No way we should have ran a fake. That shouldn't have happened. Really disappointed in that, but a great job holding up. Good stop on the punt back there. Offensively, we're just stopping ourselves. We've got 4 drops already. Ball's right to us. First down opportunities. So we just got to clean it up and do the routine stuff better on offense.
Thank you, Coach. Dave?
Don't know if Coach Swinney was referring to the special teams coach or if the punter for Clemson had a check and decided to go for the fake.
Clearly some miscommunication, as we saw. Hannafin had no idea a pass was coming his way. So whether that's a player thinking he got a certain look and he went with the fake, and just everyone not on the same page, you could hear the frustration from Dabo.
So 3rd down and 6 for Penn State midfield. And they're going to keep it on the ground. And coming up about 3 yards short is Corey Smith. Bring up 4th down, tackled by Brown and Helt.
I think based off that play call, this is 4-down territory for Terry Smith. Offense stay.
4th down and 4. Grunkemeyer with time, and falling down is Rappleyea, and so Penn State turns it over on downs. Flag down. Back at the 23-yard line. Long conversation here by the officials. Big 12 crew. David Alvarez, the referee.
After the discussion, there's no foul for illegal substitution. There are only 11 players on the field. 1st down.
Clemson fortunate that they did not get called for 12 men.
Rappleyea gets this catch quickly out of the flats and just loses his footing. Sure seems like if he could have kept his footing, he'd had a good chance. Kobe McLeod was barreling down on him, but obviously with the snow, the soggy surface, poor footing there for the talented tight end.
Obviously the grass here at Yankee Stadium only used for football once a year.
Well, they don't play baseball on grass?
Dave? So I said for football once a year. So 1st down for Clemson at its 46. Klubnik, and with pressure in his face, throws incomplete. Intended for Smith.
A good rush off the edge here. Nice job working back inside. Getting pressure on Cade Klubnik.
That was true freshman Yvonne Kemiju, who's getting a lot of action here for Penn State today. 2nd and 10. Pass is caught at midfield for a gain of about 4 by Tyler Brown, tackled by Jameer Joseph.
That's good for Tyler Brown. He dropped the first 2 that have gone his way. Go down to the ground and complete that catch. You see Cade Klubnik still going to look his way. They need him to step up and have an impact on this game today.
Klubnik moving to his left and sacked by Dennis Sutton. Got to get rid of the ball. Klubnik did not. Takes a sack and a loss of 12.
Well, we've said deny Dennis Sutton's name quite a bit already in this ball game. Having a big first half. Standing up here off the edge. Does a good job. He's going to just be delayed. He's going to kind of stay back, try to mirror the quarterback. And as you mentioned, Dave, Cade Klubnik should know he cannot hold on to the ball that long. And the senior comes up with a big 3rd down sack.
Jack Smith out there again with Pena deep for Penn State. Dennis Sutton, third team All Big Ten, 6.5 sacks during the regular season. And Pena hit. He did not signal for a fair catch, so no flag for kick catch interference, and Penn State will take over on its 21-yard line.
Mr. Claus, you forgot this.
Oh. It's never too late for an unforgettable gift.
We're routing to Timmy's house.
Hurry into the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration now.
Being a pro doesn't start under the lights. It starts in the kitchen, where Factor chefs move like point guards, reading heat and timing every pass. And dietitians dial in balance, the way coaches fine-tune plays. Because what you put in is what you get out. And what you eat, that's where it starts. Factor, eat like a pro.
Hey, co-pilot.
Life isn't always a blistering wound of chaos and despair.
So we all say Happy New Gears.
My best work is out there.
Yeah.
Riley seems awesome. No, the cars. I was talking about the cars.
New Shifting Gears returns January 7th on ABC.
Welcome back to the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. 3-0 Penn State here in the second quarter at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Matt Campbell, the new head coach at Penn State after a decade in Ames, the all-time leader in wins, a 3-time Big 12 Coach of the Year. Massillon, Ohio native, grew up about 2.5 hours from State College, and boy, Matt Campbell's had a lot of opportunities to leave, to go either to the NFL, he's had chances, or to big-time college football jobs. As Grunkemeyer back to throw on first down, takes a shot downfield, and it's incomplete. But finally somebody was able to lure Matt Campbell away from Iowa State. Why was it Penn State?
I love this hire, but it was Penn State because it was the perfect fit for Matt Campbell and his family. He's from 2.5 hours from State College, grew up watching Penn State and grew up a Penn State fan when he was young. I think he feels that there's perfect alignment with the president, with the athletic director, and exactly what he wants to do. This is a culture builder. He does things the right way. He is going to build this program the right way, win football games, develop quality young men. You've heard a lot from Iowa State about the five-star culture. I completely buy into all that. And I'm excited for Penn State. I'm excited for Matt Campbell. He had a great run in Ames, and I think he's about to start a great run at State College.
After the 13-yard play by Pena, here's a dump off to Martin on space, but he stumbles and falls for a loss of 5. Taylor?
We did talk to several of the Penn State players, and they told us that Matt Campbell has now addressed the team twice. And Ethan Grunkemeyer is one of the guys who's had a personal conversation with Matt Campbell, and he says, I'm really impressed because of the way he's been able to develop players in the past. Of course, as a quarterback, he pointed to Brock Purdy and said, look what he did with him. So the players on this current team certainly fired up as well.
Well, when you think of the recruiting pool and the money, the NIL money they had at Iowa State was not a lot. Nothing compared to Penn State, and what he was able to do there, to Taylor's point, on developing players, all the NFL players he's turned out, including Brock Purdy, as that is dropped by Ross. He turned to run before he secured the ball. Imagine, and this was Matt Campbell's words when we talked to him, what it will be like now for him at Penn State to have a greater area to recruit from, a greater pool of players, and then more dollars, which is what it takes now to win.
It does, but I think what he's going to look for and what he's going to demand is going to stay the exact same. I don't think he's going to compromise any of his value system and what he looks for to identify in players for anything else. So there's no question there's going to be greater opportunity. I think he's going to have a chance to bring in some extremely talented players, but the kind of players, the kind of young men he's going to look be looking for will stay the exact same.
Got a timeout called by Penn State with the play clock down to 1.
We've both been around Matt Campbell a lot. We started the year in Dublin with their game against Kansas State.
Timeout.
I clearly profess what I think about the hire. What do you think about the addition of him at Penn State?
There's two things that are very evident when you're around Iowa State's football program. The first is toughness. Yeah. There is a toughness about that program, and you look at guys that have played there, whether it's Brock Purdy or David Montgomery, to use two guys as an example in the NFL, the toughness factor has carried over. When those players were drafted, you heard the teams that drafted them talk about that. The other thing with Matt Campbell, and it's something we've already touched on, is how those players, he's been in a developmental program.
Yep.
So now if you can get better, more talented players coming in to start, which he'll have at Penn State, and continue to be able to develop, and they already have that toughness factor, you have to think that even though it didn't look good for Penn State, because when they fired James Franklin and all these other jobs started coming available, either guys were getting extensions or taking other jobs, where they landed may end up being the best of anybody in college football in terms of who they got.
Yep. Perfect fit, both sides.
Grunkemeyer in trouble, steps up in 3rd and 15 and dumps it off to Rappleyea, who's taken down at the line of scrimmage by Strozier. So Penn State will punt.
Pressure off the edge. Tom Allen dialing it up to get off the field on 3rd down. And when you look at this schedule, I think the thing that jumps out is what's not on that schedule. There's no Ohio State. There's no Oregon. There's no Indiana. Looks like a schedule that could be opportune in year number 1 for Matt Campbell.
Wosu with a good punt. Backing up is Moore, and the fair catch around the 21, a 49-yard punt. Well, Clemson with no points, and big reason why is they can't get a drive going because everybody's dropping the ball.
The opening possession, 3rd down. Tyler Brown allows that to get to his body. Nice RPO. Millifield wide open. Another drop by Tyler Brown. 3rd drop in that 1st quarter. Some frustration there from Cade Klubnik. We'll see if this offense can get it going here. Yet to really ignite or get anything going down the field in the passing game.
Jet sweep on 1st down, and some running room past the 30-yard line for Tyler Brown. Close to a 1st down at the 31.
The edge, Jalen Harvey, is going to be in good position. This is a really good job by Brown using speed to get to the perimeter and pick up that 1st down.
Gideon Davidson, the ball carrier. And he's wrapped up by Dominic DeLuca, 3-year captain, who elected not to opt out, but to give it a go today. Makes the stop.
What a story from DeLuca. Former walk-on, grew up a huge Penn State fan. I mean, he's Penn State through and through. Great effort on the field, a 3-time captain, and no chance he's missing the opportunity to put on that uniform one more time.
Design run for Klubnik off the left side. And he's up to the 39 for 3 yards, brought down by Tracy. Klubnik, pretty good athlete, 4 rushing touchdowns on the year. Senior from Austin, playing his final game today, his 40th career start. Closing in on 10,000 career passing yards. Also closing in on passing Trevor Lawrence for total offense and moving in at number 3 all time.
And he really upped his game after that opening month. He struggled in September. It was not pretty, but he played much better down the stretch of the season, and he's looking to close it out with another impressive outing here today.
Timeout by Clemson. Just 1 interception in the last 5 games for Klubnik. But trying to get something going here for the offense today has been rough.
Get the all-new ROG Xbox Ally. The games you love are in your hands. Take your favorite games anywhere. You can play here, and here, and here. This is handheld gaming freedom. ROG Xbox Ally.
This or that.
Here they come, yo. Here they come.
You can Venmo this or you can Venmo that. You can Venmo this or you can Venmo that. You can Venmo this or you can Venmo that. I think you Venmo this, yo. Swears that. Yo, liftily. Yo, we can make it hip to me. What we are, cuz what we be the epitome. Do, da, dippity. You can Venmo this or you can Venmo that. I think you Venmo this, yo.
Get your Venmo debit card today with free Perplexity Pro.
Power through the holidays with Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest-lasting AA battery.
Chunky. Hot, hot, hot. Dude, you said on 3. With protein to tackle every craving, Chunky is soup that eats like a meal. Why do you have your uniform on?
How you guessed.
The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers.
Both the mascots having a little fun this week with the mowers sent to each school, and the players had a lot of fun here in New York. Got a walkthrough of Yankee Stadium, 5-iron golf in Manhattan as well. One of the great things about the bowl games, a chance to get involved in the community. Clemson visited the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center this week, and both teams were at the New York Stock Exchange to ring the Friday opening bell. This isn't Dabo Swinney's first time at Yankee Stadium. He actually has a base from first base when he visited here in 2018. He was here for a game and asked if he could take the base. They gave it to him. He's got it in his office. He showed it to us when we met with him this week via Zoom. Catch at the 45 for a first down by Brown. So he was able to hold on to that one.
Yeah, Dabo, we talked to him. He was fired up, man. Excited to be here at Yankee Stadium. There's his first base. Got that on Memorial Day several years ago, and told us he threw out the first pitch at Wrigley previously, and he was quick to tell us it was a strike. But he was chomping at the bit at the opportunity to play a program like Penn State in a place like Yankee Stadium, one of the legendary venues in all of sports.
I know you're a big proponent of bowl season. I know you like and mentioned that the opportunity to get involved with the community. If you take some of those bowls away, that's a lot of people that look forward to having the players come and visit them.
Yeah, man, it's extremely rewarding for players to get a chance to get out and do those kind of things, and just for the team to get around each other. Look, it's business. You got to practice, get ready for a game, but there's also just something about bonding, creating those memories with your teammates.
Wide open is T.J. Moore. Klubnik finds him. Knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. The 42-yard gain.
Well, this is Cade Klubnik making a play with his legs and keeping his eyes down the field. Gets to his right, locates T.J. Moore down the field. Nice job by T.J. Moore working to open grass, and a nice pass delivered on the big pickup.
Biggest play of the day by far for Clemson. Midway through the second quarter. And Penn State tries for a timeout and gets it called.
Timeout. Penn State, their second of the half, 30 seconds in length.
There hasn't been a whole lot of offense here in this first half for Cade Klubnik and the Clemson side, but a big play here. Second and long. He feels that open space on the right. I love, though, instead of just picking up a few yards, eyes down the field as he locates an open T.J. Moore, and a huge pickup here in this first half. T.J. Moore got great size, good route runner, outstanding hands. Probably the best hands on the team. He can create some separation. Maybe the type of play that Clemson needed to energize this offense.
Clemson riding a 4-game win streak after a 3-5 start. Started 1-3. The one win was against Troy. They lost to LSU, Georgia Tech, and Syracuse. A chance to finish the year with 5 straight wins and get to 8 overall victories, which would make it 15 consecutive seasons for Clemson to have 8 or more wins. Been one of the most consistent teams in the country since Dabo Swinney took over nearly 20 years ago. Klubnik to the air, and his pass is almost intercepted. True freshman Darius Dixon.
Well, Darius Dixon is a ball player, talented young freshman corner. I think he's one of the best corners on this team. Really good job undercutting that route just off his fingertips as he gets the pass breakup.
Randall on the screen and no running room. Amari Campbell, third-team All-Big Ten linebacker, on the tackle for no gain.
Haven't called his name much today, but boy, he is such a leader and rock of this defense. Came in from North Carolina in the summer, and boy, did not take long for him to step up as a leader, and the production the second half of the season has just been off the charts. Had a pivotal scoop and score against Rutgers, the go-ahead touchdown, and that win that catapulted him here.
Klubnik with everybody covered, throws to the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Tristan Smith. Davian Collins in coverage, and Clemson will bring on the field goal team to try and tie the game.
Well, good coverage down the field. DeJuan Lane starting here for Wheatley, who's out. He's given up a lot of size. Ooh, a lot of contact. Does not draw a flag, but very physical there on Tristan Smith.
Nolan Hooser on for a 33-yard attempt. 16 of 19 on the season. And the kick is no good. So a miss from 33 yards. Wastes Clemson's best drive of the day by far. And it remains 3-0 Nittany Lions.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Ro now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper, so you can see weight loss results faster. Lose 20% of your weight with the formula that hits not 1, but 2 hormones for less hunger and faster results. Weight loss faster. Confidence higher. Price cheaper. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
What a hotel. Right? And only $250 a night for my favorite site. What?
You didn't check Trivago.
I got mine for $155. You have to check Trivago.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
On Trivago, you can compare hotel prices from multiple different sites.
Even your favorite one.
Look, same hotel, $100 less.
You didn't check Trivago?
I didn't check Trivago.
Check Trivago to compare prices and save up to 40%. Hotel? Trivago.
One more, everybody.
When you make your dip super creamy with almonds, your new boyfriend can know nothing about football.
Oh, he touched it down.
Bro, that's the other team. And still fit in just fine.
Have you tried the dip?
Oh, great fumble.
Great fumble? That's a Hail Mayo.
And the winner's clear. 7 out of 10 cats prefer blue tasteless chicken to Heinz chicken.
And with Tastefuls' delicious natural ingredients, it's easy to see why. New Tastefuls, a taste cats love made with natural ingredients.
Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest, live on ABC.
Watch the corner Collins here. Does he interfere with the receiver on that third down play?
A lot of contact. Tristan Smith using his right arm. Collins kind of shoves him to the ground. Official right there on it. No flag thrown. A lot of contact both sides.
And then a missed field goal by Clemson. So 9 plays combined run in the red zone, a total of 3 points. Corey Smith got back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard before he stacked up.
That's one thing that this Clemson defense has been so improved upon, their run defense. Last year, they had all kinds of issues, but this year, Tom Allen comes in. The run defense has been very strong, been very sound. Tackling has been much better, but they've kind of robbed Peter to pay Paul because now the pass defense this year has really struggled. You know, really some blown coverages on the back end, but from a run-stopping perspective, huge step in the right direction this season for Clemson.
2nd down and 9. They'll keep it on the ground and some room off the right side, but a great tackle by Sammy Brown on Corey Smith. Otherwise, he might be out the gate for a big play.
Boy, you called it perfectly, Dave. Sammy Brown, just keep an eye on him and what he's able to do. Great job wrapping up and getting the ball carried to the ground.
Now we got a timeout.
Timeout. Clemson, their second of the half, 30 seconds in length.
I mentioned a lot of opt-outs today for both teams and injuries for both teams. Sammy Brown, though, first team all ACC, is playing and having a good day so far.
And with Sammy Brown, because of the opt-outs and some of the injuries, it's allowed for him to really step up into a leadership role. And being down here on this sideline, the crowd isn't super loud, so you can hear Sammy Brown being vocal to his teammates. So not only a really good player on the field, but also a really good leader in the way that he's stepped up in this situation to help his teammates.
Yeah, that's something that he's really improved upon throughout the course of the season. Talking with Tom Allen, Taylor, that leadership role, his voice has grown. The play has been there. But now that leadership role is really taken to another level.
3rd down and 8 for Penn State. Grunkemeyer with time, and his pass is pulled in at the 37 for a first down by Pena. Gain of 14.
Trevor Pena is the most reliable of these receivers. Love his hands and great concentration on the sidelines, working on Strozier. Able to catch that ball before he goes out of bounds. Trevor Pena had such a big year last year at Syracuse. He came in here to Penn State, and when his number's been called, he stepped up, and a nice catch there to move the sticks on 3rd and long.
Need some playmakers without Katron Allen and Nicholas Singleton in the backfield. It's Corey Smith getting the bulk of the carries, and he's slammed down for a loss. Strozier made the hit at the 34.
This is so good for a corner to come up and make this tackle in open space. Really well done by Strozier. He's got to come up and set this edge. And Corey Smith unable to shake the corner.
Grunkemeyer, and ball came out funny. Trying to hit true freshman Kobe Howard, who has just 5 catches on the year. It'll be 3rd and long. With a frozen football. Don't know if that slipped out of his hand or what happened there, but it was not facing pressure. That ball was well short of the intended target.
Speaking of pressure, Clemson showing pressure, mugged up in the A-gaps here on 3rd and long.
Grunkemeyer steps up and flips it deep, incomplete, off the fingertips of Rappleyea.
Boy, Rappelier's been a go-to guy here for Grunkemeyer. 6'4", catches the ball very well, but this pass just a little bit too high. Cody McLeod's given a lot of size. Nice job by him. Looks like he might have got that right hand on the football. Perfect trail technique position as he sees Rappleyea go up to make that catch, gets his hands up and gets a pass breakup.
TJ Moore is deep and took a second to adjust to it. Makes the fair catch around the 29-yard line. We'll be back in 10 seconds after a message from Ally.
Spend smarter and save more with a team that knows how to win. Ally, the bank that's your ally. Back to you.
Kevin, we'll hear from you at halftime in about 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Or Clemson with a timeout and the 2-minute official timeout coming up as we look at our game summary. Not much offense to speak of. A missed field goal, 3 drops, a failed fake punt for Clemson.
Fitting we have a baseball score in a baseball stadium, Dave.
As we come to you from where Aaron Judge normally resides. Judge's chambers just above where he would normally be here in the right field bleachers. As that pass is incomplete, intended for Smith. Broken up by Dixon.
What's good rush by Denai Dennis Sutton again. Ball's got to come out a little bit quick, but we'll see once again a lot of contact outside. This time it's 5. Darius Dixon, the true freshman.
Made a couple plays, almost intercepted that pass on the goal line in the last Clemson possession. Klubnik not happy that time with, imagine, the route run. Klubnik off play action, in trouble, and the pass batted back at him, incomplete by Campbell.
Maury Campbell on the late ad. Nice job getting to the quarterback, getting his hands up. Going to see him come in late, work off the outside, eyes on him. Gets that right hand on the football.
Keon Wiley with the pressure to force Klubnik to his left. And it's 3rd down and 10. If Penn State gets the ball back, they'll have a lot of time with a timeout and again the official 2-minute stoppage. Klubnik over the middle. Secured for a first down at the 40-yard line by TJ Moore. Gain of 13 on 3rd and 10.
Well, TJ Moore came to play. Watch this elevation and the strong hands to go up and get this pass. Plucks it out of the air through the contact and a big first down grab.
And Joseph was right there, had the coverage. And Moore able to grab that one out of midair before it's knocked away. Klubnik stepping up, has a lot of green in front of him and has a first down before he scoots out at the 46 of Penn State. Gain of about 13.
Well, this is just smart by Cade Klubnik. Watch, he feels this rush. He feels this open up right here. A lot of green grass, and he's going to take it. Just a smart play by Cade Klubnik. Knows he's got the opportunity to make a big play. And as those passing lanes opens up, Cade Klubnik takes advantage of the opportunity.
2.5 remaining in the first half. Clemson just missed a 33-yard field goal on its last drive. They'll keep it on the ground. Davidson tripped up in the hole. As Campbell got enough of the running back to get him to the ground, a gain of 3. And that will take us to the 2-minute timeout. Clemson will have another timeout to use
2-minute timeout
as it looks to tie or take the lead, going to the locker rooms or the dugouts at halftime.
Boog, Kevin in studio. KFC halftime report minutes away. Biggest day of the bowl season. Highlights coming your way. Meanwhile, Michigan has a new man, and Boog is a big fan. He'll explain why. What are you seeing from Clemson's offense?
Very similar to Boog. I can tell Clemson does not like the cold weather. 3 drops so far by the receivers. Cade Klubnik's playing well. He just got to get a little help catching the football, and maybe they can warm up in the second half.
We'll see how this plays out. Back to Dave and Dusty. 3-0 Penn State with the lead.
I'll bet it's a beautiful 80 degrees in that studio where you guys are. Come over here, Boog. It's about 8. You'd love it. Straight ahead, Davidson keeps the feet moving and has a first down at the 35. We're inside 2 minutes, so the clock will stop on first downs to reset the chains. Clemson has a timeout to work with. Trailing 3-0. Missed a 33-yard field goal. A handful of drops by wide receivers. And a failed fake punt. And now another drop. But that was knocked out by Lane on the pass for Bentonkirk.
DeJuan Lane dislodging that football from the true freshman tight end. DeJuan Lane stepping up here today. Good job breaking on that football and delivering a nice shot to the midsection of Bentoncourt.
Two teams ranked in the top 4 preseason. Had major disappointing years, but both riding win streaks coming into this game, trying to close the season on a positive note heading into 2026. Klubnik surveying the field, gets hit and sacked back at the 45-yard line by Jalen Harvey. First sack of the year for the redshirt freshman.
Jalen Harvey, nice job. Kind of a late pressure, but a huge sack for this Penn State defense.
Second sack taken by Klubnik. Third down and 18. Checks it down. Davidson able to get back into field goal range. It is 4th down and 4 after a 14-yard gain. Timeout called by Penn State with 55 seconds left. They say another couple seconds came off the clock. They might put him back on.
The third and final timeout of the half, 30 seconds in length. Reset the game clock to 101, please.
Big sack that we saw. You see right here, Harvey's going to work inside. Get this sack. Comes all the way around 2 different guys to get home. Again, it took a minute for him to get there. But ultimately, with a huge sack, to help set up this 4th down. And you got to wonder, Dave, what's the range right now of Hoosier? We saw him miss earlier. You know, is this a spot where 4th and 5, given the cold weather, they think maybe it's out of his range? No, he's got a big leg on him. But this could easily be a 4th down that we see Clemson go for it here out of this timeout.
I mean, why not go for it at this point? It's been a disappointing year. You've got a veteran quarterback, last chance that he has to play in a Clemson uniform. The referee has asked the clock operator to kindly put 8 seconds back on the clock a number of times. It hasn't happened yet.
Clock operator, please set the game clock to 101, please. 101 on the game clock.
Maybe it's frozen. I mean, it's very possible. Perhaps the clock operator is frozen.
That's just the broadcasters.
Dabo's like, what's going on here? Why can't we get the clock reset?
Operator. Test, check.
And it's a great mystery right now, but hopefully we'll get to the bottom of it. We're down to hand signals. Matt Austin, you ever had this happen?
Test, check.
Yes, I have. It's extremely frustrating because you're in a stadium you never worked at before. Normally before a game you do a walk around, you know where there's a call down phone to the press box, you can go pick it up. This is a horrible feeling for the referee.
And on a day where it feels like it's about 10 degrees, nobody wants to be standing around any longer than they have to, but now they got to try to find a way to communicate to the press box and get this clock changed. All right, so let's tell you what we've got coming up this week. Don't forget, it all starts on New Year's Eve with the college football playoff quarterfinals at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic with Ohio State, Miami. And then a triple header on New Year's Day. The Capital and Orange Bowl, Oregon, Texas Tech. Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential. Alabama, Indiana. All-State Sugar Bowl will finish off the night, Georgia and Ole Miss.
How about those matchups, though, Dave? I mean, just, you were asking me earlier about potential upsets. I think we're going to get 4 competitive matchups. Good on good, the best teams in the country. And there it is right there, that Miami defense against the most accurate passer in college football.
48-yard try for Nolan Hooser. Missed a 33-yarder earlier, his 4th miss of the season in 20 attempts. Maybe trying to draw Penn State offside, call a timeout. Maybe Dabo will then send the offense back on the field.
Timeout, Clemson.
Was 4th and 5.
Your final time at half, 30 seconds in length.
May elect to keep Hooser out there or send Cade Klubnik back out.
I'm expected to see the offense. You typically see an icing of your own kicker. No icing a kicker today. Not a difficult task. Might already be iced. No, he's going to go back out there.
Hooser's long in the year is 50. 48-yard attempt to tie the game. And it's good, and we're tied at 3.
Clutch kick there by Nolan Hooser. It's a long time to wait with the clock situation. Then another timeout. Good snap, good hold. Well struck by Nolan Hooser.
What's the ball feel like on a day like this?
A rock. Hard. Can't feel good on the foot. And I would imagine those footballs are, I'm sure the kicking balls are trying to keep warm best they possibly can, but tough to keep anything warm. I mean, look at the Tiger. Look at him. I mean, he's just down there playing in the snow.
Supposed to get about a foot. Did not get that much. But a lot of travel issues yesterday. Matt Campbell's flight was canceled. He was expected to be here and join us in the booth for a little bit in the second quarter. Decent turnout of Clemson fans, though, here at Yankee Stadium. Trip to New York for both these schools. Mack. Oh, he takes an awkward landing. Sammy Brown was there. I don't know if he got a piece of him or if Mack just slipped and fell. And Clemson fans even brought Howard's Rock with them, so to speak.
I didn't see if Dabo ran down from there the pregame.
Taylor?
All right, so the story behind the Howard's Rock. The last snow game Clemson played in was 2001 in the bowl game in Boise. And in that game, fans did the same thing. So they thought, all right, we're playing in the snow again. We have to keep tradition going here. So Howard's Rock. I did not see any Clemson players try to touch it, though, for good luck.
And it's a straight line. There's no hill here at Yankee Stadium. It'll be quite the run, too, from the first base dugout all the way over here. Completion to Devontae Ross. Got out of bounds to stop the clock with 46 seconds left. No timeouts. The clock will stop on first downs here.
Grunkemeyer had an excellent end of half drive against Rutgers. Operated really well in the 2-minute, the hurry up. See if he can put together something here. Try to tack on a few more points before halftime.
Grunkemeyer gets hit. His pass is incomplete. Intended for Howard. Is broken up by Hannafin. Denhoff had the pressure.
He sure did. Boy, Grunkemeyer takes a shot when he delivers his pass. Working right off the side. Good pass rush by Denhoff. Just goes speed, then works back inside.
Pass was behind Howard. 3rd down and 1, 41 seconds to go. Going to run it and try to get the first down, and they do with Quentin Martin. And he pushes the pile all the way out to the 44. The clock will stop with 34 seconds left.
Good play, Martin. Low pad leverage, getting behind his blockers and squirting through for a nice pickup.
Clock starts on the ready for play. Grunkemeyer able to dump it off to Ross. And he scoots out of bounds in Clemson territory at the 48. 26 seconds remaining. Pressure from Will Helt. Got a shot in again on Grunkemeyer.
Boy, Grunkemeyer's got some toughness, Dave. Standing in the pocket, touched on that poise that he possesses. But Will Helt, with a nice spin move, working back inside, gets a big shot. But Grunkemeyer stands in there, allows Ross the time to get open, and fires a strike.
Still need about 20 yards to get to Ryan Barker's range, as long as 49. They're at the 48-yard line right now, Penn State. Or Clemson, rather. Pressure off the edge from Helt, and Grunkemeyer hit. The ball comes out. It's recovered by Clemson. Now they're going to say the hand was going forward. Incomplete pass as Brown Schuler jumped on the loose ball.
On the field is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, look.
3rd down.
Yeah, it looked like the arm was definitely moving forward. That was a really good call on the field. Yeah, clearly an incomplete pass. But this pass rush starting to get home on this drive. We've seen Denhoff watch here off the edge. Just great speed here coming from Will Helt. Uses just a chop rip, turns the corner as he gets the shot on Grunkemeyer.
22 seconds left. No timeouts remaining. Grunkemeyer to the sideline. It's caught by Howard, the true freshman, and then out of bounds to stop the clock with 18 seconds left. Be about a 52-yard field goal from here.
With zone coverage and Kobe Howard, the freshman's in a perfect spot. Good clean pocket and a nice delivery on the sidelines. Really good execution there by Grunkemeyer. We're seeing him once again. He did it the last time he was out against Rutgers at the end of the half, and he's doing it again here today, putting this offense in position to try to get points before the break.
7th straight start after replacing the injured Drew Aller. Grunkemeyer from the pocket, throws high over the head of Pena. Ricardo Jones, the safety, had it one-hop him. Clock at 13 seconds.
We had Trevor Pena, one he wishes he could have back. That pass just a little bit high and off target. Got to be smart here, Dave. 13 seconds, cannot get tackled inbounds. No more timeouts left. This has got to be on the sidelines or a first down, or this half's going to come to a conclusion.
They blitz. Grunkemeyer throws, and it's complete inside the 15 to Ross. And then Ross, he did not hang on to it. Incomplete as Ross went tumbling.
Once again, zone coverage. Ross is unable to complete the process of that catch. Nice job by him adjusting to that football, but unable to bring it in. That's a missed opportunity there.
So 9 seconds left.
Can't take a sack. Can't get tackled short of the sticks. And even if you do get a first down, you got to get on the football immediately and spike it. This pass needs to be near the sidelines.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd get a first down if you'd have enough time to get up there.
It'd have to be very quick.
I think you'd have to throw it to the sideline. Grunkemeyer will throw to the sideline. It is caught. Rapplier knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. So with 5 seconds left, they'll send on the field goal team. And again, Ryan Barker's long is 49 yards. It should be about a 49-yarder based on where the ball is. So 49-yard try for Barker. And it's good. And Penn State takes a 6-3 lead to halftime. Ryan Barker matches a career long with a 49-yarder at the buzzer.
Absolutely drills it. I mean, with plenty to spare, Dave Pash. Really nice close to the half here by Penn State. You see Ethan Grunkemeyer lead this team to points and a lead at halftime.
For Terry Smith, the interim head coach, who is standing by with Taylor.
Thank you, Coach. Not a lot going on offensively for your group today, but you're able to come up with a field goal there. What was the difference with that last offensive possession?
Yeah, we just had an opportunity. They gave us a minute to go on the clock. They had a nice possession where they kicked the field goal. It was good for us to move the ball down the field and match the field goal. It's a defensive game right now. The offenses are struggling with the weather. There's too many drop balls on both teams. The offense, we got to figure out how to capitalize on opportunities. Even our defense, we've had 3 pass breakups that were dropped interceptions. So those are going to be the difference in the game in the second half.
You mentioned the weather. Is there anything you can do for your team at the half to help combat some of the issues with that?
Yeah, we just got to get them a little broth at halftime, and then have a willpower to want to play the second half, right? And one of our keys to victory was the willingness to play in this weather. And whoever is happiest here is going to win in the second half.
Thank you, Coach. I need some broth too, Dave Pash.
Yes, and please feel free to send some our way as well. As it's 6-3, Penn State over Clemson at halftime. The KFC halftime report. Kevin and Booger from the studio, where it's nice and warm.
Right now, 6-3. Field goals, the storyline. KFC halftime report. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi here. By the way, we called this game a few years ago. Hot chocolate was steaming at halftime. About 3 minutes into the third quarter, was frozen. I understand.
First of all, they did not tell us that day we weren't going to be in a booth. We were in a nice veranda on the first base line. Coldest day of my life.
Coldest day of your life. You can say the same thing for many of these Clemson players. Lowest scoring Pinstripe Bowl in the first half in the bowl history. What are you seeing from there? Because Terry Smith talked about no one's holding on to the football.
Well, let's face it, both teams are cold. I think both quarterbacks are playing well. Nobody can catch the football. And the cold weather makes it tough for you to get your feel. And when you can't get your feel, you can't catch the football. I think that's why we're seeing a very low offensive output.
Run the football, but they don't have a lot of options in the backfield, both programs.
Yeah, Allen Singleton no longer there. Clemson hasn't ran the football all season long.
Hey, Boog, we got Go Bowling Military Bowl on ESPN right now, and it's freshman Mason Heinschel of Pitt to Raphael Williams, the touchdown. Beautiful ball. Great catch.
And Mason has played well all season. Ever since he got into the starting lineup, the Pitt offense has been very explosive.
ECU's starting quarterback in the portal. They lost both coordinators, but Chasten Dida, he looked fantastic in this first half. He finds Anthony Smith with a long ball.
No doubt. And this is what you love to see in the bowl game. Let's get some scoring up. Let's get some explosive plays. Dida with a nice throw.
Rasheem Biles on the other side, taking advantage of a fumble here for Pitt. And he'll pick it up, and he'll see plenty of real estate. There he goes. The little scoop and score, and Pitt's defense gets on the board.
And this is what you love to see. We know Pat Narduzzi is a defensive coach. Anytime his defense can score, you know he loves that.
And then Dida to Smith again, and Smith doing all the work. Look at the explosive outside, go behind a blocker to the house right there. ECU right now up 20-14.
Haven't seen speed like that since me in 1994, Kev.
Oh, boy, we're still dreaming here during Christmas time. I had the most impactful unit in the quarterfinals. Boog takes a closer look at Ohio State's defense before the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. And why Michigan may have found the perfect fit in Kyle Whittingham, Boog explains why this is going to be great in Ann Arbor.
Took him a while.
I don't usually dress like this, but any chance to sing, you know?
They shared a dream. I just want to entertain people. And nothing would stand in their way. You're my August night, my September morn, you're my cracklin' Rosie. Song Blue, rated PG-13, now playing only in theaters.
Get offers on select models. A.J. Brown is a football star, but he also has Geico like a regular person. So we had one translate.
To achieve excellence, I imagine it, manifest it, and then boom!
Yeah, he saw one of those Geico ads online, seized it. He switched to Geico.
Because Geico is like me, always open.
He means they're 24/7 claim support.
Always open.
No one can cover him, except Geico.
You're not A.J. Brown, but we'll treat you like him.
Open 24/7.
It feels good to get the star treatment. It feels good to Geico.
This is a place where one voice can spark a change. But something happens when we work together. You see it, a quiet strength, and you hear it. A not-so-quiet passion. Building community, shaping our future, and we're not done.
JD is here.
Turk! JD! Ready to receive.
Here we go.
Go Eagle! JD, I'm going down. No, engage your core, Sea-Bear. No, I'm going down.
You two idiots are perfect for each other.
My back.
You're watching the KFC Halftime Report.
They must score a touchdown to stay alive in the overtime. The ball goes into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Intended for Gamble. Now there is a penalty flag thrown. Correct. Touchdown. Ohio State has the lead in the second overtime. Dorsey under pressure throws it. Incomplete. The Buckeyes win. They are the national champions of college football.
Always great to hear the late, great Keith Jackson on the call. One of the best games, and of course, the controversy to finish.
Oh, and by the way, that was not pass interference. Years later, there's no way that if you're the ref, you can throw that flag.
Yeah, no way. The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic coming your way, and that is New Year's Eve. Cannot wait. That game on ESPN featuring Ohio State and Miami. When you look at these units in the quarterfinals, you think the Buckeyes defense really stands out, led by Matt Patricia. What are you seeing?
No doubt, because you have an NFL coordinator, Matt Patricia, who's coordinated for Ohio State. He's won 3 Super Bowls, Kevin. And when you look at his defense, it's an NFL-style defense. They got 4 guys that I think are going to go in the first round. The way they play is ferocious. The schemes are so different. They're giving up less than 9 points a game this season because of that. And to me, that's an unreal unit. If Miami's going to win this game, they got to solve that Rubik's Cube. That is the Ohio State defense.
Ton of pressure on Carson Beck. You see the numbers that Miami has put up this season. By the way, OSU's defense hasn't allowed more than 16 points in a game all season.
And if you're Miami, you got to run the football. Do what you do best. Control the line of scrimmage. Be physical. That's what Indiana did with Ohio State. I think if you're Miami, you can do the same thing.
That's the difference for them to beat A&M that we saw at Kyle Field.
Without
a doubt. They ran the football here. And, of course, it highlights that the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic coming your way New Year's Eve and then New Year's Day. We've got 3, of course, quarterfinal playoff games, starting with the Capital One Orange Bowl, then the Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential, and then the nightcap All-State Sugar Bowl featuring Ole Miss versus Georgia. Okay, we've got other news coming in, of course, in the last 24 hours. Kyle Whittingham named the next head coach at Michigan, according to Pete Thamel. And when you look at a story like this, it feels like the perfect fit. Yeah. Why is it the perfect fit here for Whittingham leaving Utah to take over the Wolverines?
Well, Kid, you also have to factor in the timing. When Michigan fired Sharon Moore, everybody said it's the worst time ever. Now, you fast forward, they couldn't have made a better hire than Kyle Whittingham. Let's look at the fit. Whittingham likes to run the football. He's physical. They want to control the line of scrimmage. That's what they did at Utah. That's what Michigan wants to do. You got to do it in the Big Ten, especially when the weather gets bad in Ann Arbor. And also, think about this. When he chose his quarterback at Utah, he chose Devin Dampier, dual threat quarterback. He's got a better version of that in Michigan with Bryce Underwood. Now, he's got to work to keep him because we all know the transfer portal is going to open up in a week or so. If he can keep Bryce Underwood there in Michigan, the fact that he's bringing that style of offense with this quarterback, I think it's a perfect fit if you're Michigan. All things considered, you got to give Ward Manuel and the hierarchy at Michigan a lot of credit because we all thought this was going to be a disastrous situation. But in the end, I think Michigan gets an upgraded coach. And that's no disrespect to Sharon Moore because I thought Sharon Moore did a good job based on where he was. But Kyle Whittingham is a very good coach. I think Michigan upgraded, and you got to give him a shout out. They did a really good job.
Whittingham, 177 wins in 21 seasons at Utah. And you always wonder when you watch the Utes, what if they had more talent? Because the idea and the scheme works with Whittingham.
And what if they had more money? And you know, there's a lot of money at Michigan.
Oh, yeah. Much
Get some of that Adam Schefter money, baby.
After this.
Right after turkey and through the new year, it's bowl season today. From big city lights to cold, snowy nights, it's bowl season today. Our gridiron dreams bring us here for our teams, where the fans tailgate and we all celebrate that it's bowl season today. Happy bowl season, everybody.
Every day, we are here. In the medicine that keeps your family healthy. In the food on your table. In the discoveries that drive the nation and economy forward. We've always been here. In the solutions shaping a better future across the country in every corner of life. Researching, teaching, solving, innovating. On campus, in your community. Every day, we are here.
The year 2025.
2025.
2025.
2025 was... Ooh.
Crazy.
Epic.
2025 was...
Wild. It's the year 2025 with Robin Roberts.
Oh, what a year.
Monday night on ABC.
This is Special Agent Will Trent. I got this.
GBR!
Catch me if you can.
This halftime report is presented by KFC's BOGO Famous Bowl Combo. A guaranteed watch party win. Only available via the KFC app and online for a limited time.
I promise you, no one in short sleeves there and feeling good. Deny Dennis Sutton, denying Cade Klubnik positive yards. Penn State up 6-3, and they get the ball next after these messages.
Generally, ranchers are one of the more skeptical groups.
I was cautiously pessimistic about it at first.
But then you start reading and you start educating yourself with trusted sources.
It offers you access 24 hours a day.
It's my money, and I can do whatever I want with it, whether that's invest, pay somebody, or just use it as retirement. This technology really can be used for good.
Ball is the best.
You mean ACC basketball's the best?
That's what I said. The matchups, the history, the tournament runs, nothing beats college basketball.
You mean nothing beats ACC basketball?
Yes, college basketball.
ACC basketball.
You guys, they're the same thing.
ACC.
College. I can't hear a difference.
Is there one?
College
ACC
basketball.
There
goes my beauty sleep. Now my feathers are all ruffled. How am I gonna sleep?
Oh, brother.
The path to
watching Capital One Bowl Mania.
Welcome back to the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Temperature in the mid-20s, feels like the mid-teens in New York City today. 6-3 Penn State leads as we get ready for the third quarter. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, and Taylor McGregor. Really nothing surprising about that first half, just based on the weather and the fact that neither of these teams have had a game this cold yet this year.
A lot of defense, not much offense, some drop passes, a little bit of sloppy play. Who can hold on to the football in the second half? Can receivers make plays if defensive backs gets their hands on the football? Might be the difference in this ball game.
And a missed 33-yard field goal by Clemson. That is the difference in the game right now for them in terms of the score. They had a handful of drops. Penn State had a couple of drops. Indy Lions will get the ball to start this second half. Each team had national championship expectations coming into the year. It hasn't happened for either team, but both riding win streaks and trying to close out the year on a positive note. Check in with Taylor.
We will not use the weather as an excuse. That's what Dabo Swinney told me. But per his offense, he says we have to start running the football. They had just 19 yards on the ground in the first half. And he said Cade Klubnik cannot be holding onto the ball as long as he has been in the 2 sacks. Unacceptable. I did also get some clarity on the botched fake punt. The punter checked to that play. And Dabo said nobody was on the same page. He said that is poor. Something that cannot happen. And it is the difference in the game right now, Dave.
Yeah, it led to 3 points for Penn State as they took over on the Clemson 32-yard line. Penn State will start this drive from his 25 after the touchback. And Quentin Martin, the ball carrier, on first down. No Katron Allen or Nicholas Singleton today for Penn State. They combined for almost 2,000 rushing yards. We've seen a lot of Corey Smith. And now redshirt freshman Quentin Martin, who picked up 4 yards there.
And Quentin Martin's looked really good, running behind his pads, good patience, waiting on the holes to open up, and that has been a big difference in this game so far. Penn State still finding the ability, without their top ball carriers, that 4 starting offensive linemen, to run the ball, where Clemson is not.
Martin again, he'll come up just short of the line to gain. Third down. Cade Denhoff on the tackle. Allen expected earlier in the week to be available. He's dressed but not playing in this game, and this is what they're missing with him and Singleton not playing.
Just a sensational duo at running back for Penn State. Nice running there to get that first down. These two guys came in together as true freshmen. They played all 4 years. They've been incredibly productive, and they're both off to, I think, nice futures in the NFL. Singleton, more of a home run hitter, that explosiveness. Katron Allen runs a little bit more patience, physicality, and vision. But both these guys so productive and going to be in the all-time record books here for Penn State.
So whether it's Corey Smith, Quentin Martin, Cam Wallace, or Matt Campbell goes into the portal for running backs to replace those guys next year. Ross taking the pitch, turning it upfield and out of bounds at the 43. The other question for Matt Campbell is what to do at quarterback. When we spoke with Terry Smith this week, he said that Ethan Grunkemeyer is the future of our quarterback position. But while Smith is on the staff, he doesn't make those decisions. After today, it will be Matt Campbell that decides whether it's Grunkemeyer or he goes into the portal. Ross out of bounds after the catch. He's short of the line to gain by a yard.
It's also Grunkemeyer's decision, too. Does he want to stay? Does he want to go elsewhere? Does he want to get in the portal? A lot of things have to be figured out about this roster once this game is concluded. But, well, I tell you what, he's made a strong case for himself, whether it's at State College or somewhere else, to be a starting quarterback here in the near future.
Yeah, Martin gets the first down up to midfield. It's a good point on Grunkemeyer. You know, given the situation, you got a team that's ranked going into the season #2. After last year's run to the semifinals, Drew Aller, projected to be a high draft pick. He didn't play well. Then he got hurt. Grunkemeyer wasn't expected to play at all, and he's thrust into the worst season that Penn State's had in 20 years, and he's got to try to turn things around. And after a rough start, he won his last 3 games.
He's been poised, He's been accurate, and he's done everything that's been asked of him to help lead this team.
Looking to throw is Clifford, who's listed as the backup quarterback today. His brother Sean was a 4-year starting quarterback at Penn State, but it's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Wanted to find Trevor Pena, but it's well defended on the back end. Nobody biting on that jet sweep pass there from Andy Koltenicki, diving into his bag of tricks. And you see a lot of different formations. We just saw a couple of plays ago, Devontae Ross lined up in the backfield, give it to him out of the backfield.
To see if the exchange was a handoff or a pitch forward.
So they're looking to see if this was a pitch forward, then you can't have a second pass, and that would be a penalty on Penn State. If it was a handoff, then that would have been a legal play.
Looks like a handoff to me.
Surprised they stopped it to review it.
Me too. Yeah. Should be a quick review. But it just I'll be intrigued this second half. Andy Koltenicki, we mentioned it. This will be his last game as the offensive coordinator. Matt Campbell is bringing Taylor Mauser and quite a bit of that offensive staff from Iowa State.
After further review, there was only one legal forward pass. The ruling on the field is upheld.
Okay. I'll be curious, how creative does he get? You know, what all do we see? He's got a bag of tricks that the defensive coordinator at Clemson, Tom Allen, knows very well. They went against each other when they were at practice all the time, and Tom Allen was kind of joking and recognized the challenge that this offense can present, just getting lined up and having to deal with some of the different gadgets that can potentially throw their way.
Tyke Hayes is in the game now, running back. First time we've seen him for Penn State on 2nd down and 10. Thought we'd see some Cam Wallace today, but have not. Off the bootleg, the pass is complete, and it's a first down inside the 35-yard line. Aaron Enterline, or check that, Luke Reynolds gets a first down after a 16-yard gain.
Boy, nice play action boot. They've been running the football this entire drive. Now they get the boot action, and I think Reynolds is the best of these tight ends after the catch. You see that athleticism and the nice pickup.
25th catch of the year for him. Pena, and he gets clocked at the 30. Gain of 4 on the play. Tackled by Brown.
These tight ends, man, when you watch Penn State on film, we're not even going to see Khalil Deakins today, not playing, but they throw so many different sets at you. A lot of 12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends.
Grunkemeyer off play action, hit and sacked back at the 35-yard line. Ashton Hampton, and a loss of 6.
Well, cornerback blitz. Tom Allen bringing pressure. Ashton Hampton's going to come home from outside the screen, and he's going to get there. Will Helt also with a good rush. Good timely blitz there from Tom Allen, and a big sack for Hampton.
First of 3 games today on an ABC College Football Bowl triple header in the final Saturday of 2025. The quarterfinal round of the college football playoffs start New Year's Eve and continue into January 1, 2026. Devontae Ross inside the 30-yard line. It's going to be 4th down. Waiting for the spot. Be at about the 28, so 4th down and 4.
I'll tell you, with the way Barker drilled that field goal before halftime, be surprised if he likes to kick it, but he's going to keep the offense on the field and go for it. Big down here to start this second half.
You mentioned Barker. It was a 49-yarder he made with ease. It'd be about a 46-yarder from here. But they're going for it with a 3-point lead. Empty set for Grunkemeyer. And they run a wide receiver screen, and the pass is dropped by Devontae Ross, and Clemson takes over on downs.
Well, on these screen passes, the ball needs to be on target. This pass a little bit out in front. of Devontae Ross. The cold weather, we've seen drops be an issue all day. The pass is out in front, and it's a big stop for the Clemson defense.
Get ready for mowing season, for hauling season, and exploring season. Get ready for tearing it up, cutting it down, and working all around season. Because it's bad boy season, all year long. Bad Boy, title
Abbott on me. Welcome to the brand new Abbott Elementary.
How are we supposed to teach here?
Looks like I'm gonna need a bigger mouth.
So look at today's game track brought to you by Coca-Cola. Penn State's defense allowing just 3 points and 19 yards on the ground, and a season high for pass breakups so far for the Nittany Lions.
Well, they have been outstanding throughout the course of this day. First one here by Kamaju, going to come inside, get the pressure on Cade Klubnik, force the bad pass, denied Dennis Sutton, kind of a spy technique outside, and as Cade Klubnik comes towards him, closes, gets a sack. It was also Harvey with the big sack working back inside. A lot of pressure on Cade Klubnik in that first half.
He'll keep it here, faking the handoff. And up to about the 34, Randall, who Klubnik faked it to, got absolutely smoked by Dejon Lane.
That's a perfect read by Cade Klubnik. Backside defender closes on the running back, pulls it out at the perfect time, and a nice pickup to start the drive.
40th career start for Klubnik, playing his final game in a Clemson uniform. Up the middle, big hole for the former receiver Randall. Knocked down right at the line to gain by Mack. And a little pushing and shoving after the play between Tristan Lee, the veteran left tackle, and a couple of Penn State players, primarily Amari Campbell.
Tristan Lee's had a nice career at Clemson, an excellent vocal leader for that offensive line. He wants to end his career with a win.
Third down and short. They'll keep it on the ground. And Randall appears to have it at the 40-yard line. Now the guy that we were talking about, Tristan Lee, on the other side for Clemson, you got Blake Millers making his 54th consecutive start at right tackle, first team all ACC offensive lineman. It's a school record for Blake Miller. Only missed a handful of snaps.
Mr. Dependable, very athletic. He only missed 2 practices throughout his entire career. A stellar career closing here today for Blake Miller.
Klubnik in trouble, got rid of it, and Benton Kerr makes the catch. 19th on the season. About 2 or 3 there.
Good pressure by Amari Campbell. Delayed blitz, and you see the movement by Cade Klubnik outside the pocket.
Klubnik set the completions record at Clemson earlier in this game. Over 900 now in his career. Missed 1 game this year, was one of the 4 conference losses for Clemson. A game against SMU. Christopher Vizina replaced him. Randall out of the backfield and got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Zion Tracy on the stop.
Zion Tracy is a very good tackler, and he diagnoses this perfectly. See him right here. He's going to come up, fight through on this screen. Trying to get Adam Randall the football out in space. Tracy feels it, works over the block of TJ Moore, and gets Adam Randall to the ground.
Facing pressure, Klubnik backpedaling and launches it downfield, but throws it out of bounds. A flag, though. Josh Sapp got shoved by Collins. And this is going to be a first down for Clemson. Klubnik wobbly as he comes to his feet after being hit by Campbell.
Pass interference. Defense number 2. 50-yard penalty and automatic. First down.
The crowd not liking it. They're saying this ball was uncatchable. Collins just trying to play makeup. Definitely contact before he got there. Could Sapp have worked his way back to the football? That's debatable, but the contact was clearly there, and that's a bailout for Clemson because Mari Campbell had a great pressure. Kate Klubnik was just throwing that football away, and it results in a first down.
Klubnik, and that pass over the head of Randall. Let's bring in Matt Austin. Matt, did you agree with the call?
I do agree with the call. It was definitely pass interference. As far as catchability, if the ball lands in the white, then it's going to be considered catchable by the officials on the field. That one was extremely close. Could have been a little further outside, maybe uncatchable, but I think it would have come down in the white where the player could have got his toes in and reached across the line. So I think it's a good call all the way around.
Okay. 2nd and 10, though, after the incompletion.
Felt like a panic from Collins, Dave. He was getting back. He was trying to play catch up and just makes a bad mistake.
Klubnik taken off. Down to the 39. So a gain of 3 or 4. 3rd and long.
The pass rush starting to get home for Penn State on this drive. We saw Mari Campbell on that pass interference. They also brought Dom DeLuca. Edge pressure there, forcing Kate Klubnik up in the pocket. Can they protect him here on this 3rd down?
Alonzo Ford, you just saw a shot of, he tripped up Klubnik on that last play.
Denied Dennis Sutton up top.
Might be a free play. There was contact to flag down. Yeah, Dennis Sutton jumped offside. Was he drawn off? There was contact made. That's why they blew it dead if it is offside. No, drawn off.
Still 3rd down.
So that was on TJ Moore.
TJ Moore up top.
Boy, it looked at that point like Dennis Sutton was in the neutral zone. But it's on Clemson. Matt, did you agree with that call?
Yeah, I do. The offside on the defense is not a foul until the ball is legally snapped. Therefore, if the offense jumps at the same time, it's always going to be on the offense.
All right, thank you. Klubnik firing downfield and behind the intended target. Tyler Brown incomplete, 4th down. And Clemson will have to punt it away here.
Nice job by Keon Wiley, stride for stride with Tyler Brown. That pass off the mark either way, but the coverage was very good down the field. And even with that first down on the pass interference, Penn State defensively comes up with yet another stop.
Pena's waiting for it back at his 8-yard line. Jack Smith, Taylor touched on the choice he made to fake a punt. It eventually led to 3 Penn State points after it failed. That's the difference in the game as Pena makes the fair catch on the 10. So we come to you live from Yankee Stadium, home of the 27-time World Series champs, the most in professional sports.
While some see a financial world upended, we see opportunity. At T. Rowe Price, curiosity drives our analysts and portfolio managers to ask questions others don't. It's why our active ETFs can make the most of an unpredictable market and are ready for whatever's down the road. Active ETFs from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Audiences were invited to an early screening of Primate. Each person was individually mic'd and recorded.
I'm so excited.
Any horror movie can make one person jump out of their seat. We couldn't find one person who didn't.
Advil liquid gels are faster and stronger than Tylenol rapid release gels. Also from Advil, Advil Targeted Relief, the only topical with 4 powerful pain-fighting ingredients that start working on contact and lasts up to 8 hours.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow.
Just be safe getting home.
This storm will be here through the night, as will I.
The December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models.
The AT&T Countdown to the College Football Playoff National Championship. Monday, January 19th on ESPN.
One of the activities this week for both teams to visit on Wednesday, the 9/11 Memorial and Museum here in New York City. And we talked to the players this week about all that there was to do here, and really most of them said there isn't enough time, even though they had all week. But one of the things they were looking forward to was that, along with just being in the city at Christmas time. Nice run off the right side by Quentin Martin, and a gain of 7 on first down.
I think Penn State needs to continue to run the football. They're having a lot of success running it. They had success in that previous drive, initially running the ball. Quentin Martin's having a heck of a start to this football game. He's running with some burst. This line's getting push. And I'd continue to pound the rock here to try to get some more points on the board.
You got a lot of backups on that offensive line because of injuries and opt-outs. Martin will have the first down at the 21. Cothran on the tackle for Clemson.
They felt good about even these backups. I mean, that's kind of what they built here at Penn State, a line of scrimmage team, and they felt that they have tremendous depth. So even dipping into the backups, not a lot of drop-off.
They keep it on the ground for the 3rd straight play. And Martin gets close to 10. Be a half-yard shy of a first down. Cothran another tackle.
Big hole opens up off the left side. And again, man, Martin just really impressive with the burst that he's showing on the field.
Straight ahead first down run for Martin. Hannafin trips him up. Fresh set of downs for Penn State. They're coming out as you suggested and handing it off 4 straight plays. Penn State started the year 3-0, but then lost 6 in a row. James Franklin was let go after a 3-3 start, but they've won their last 3, beating Michigan State, Nebraska, and Rutgers. As you look at Katron Allen, he and Nicholas Singleton both not playing today for the Nittany Lions, trying to finish the season with a win in a bowl game. And off play action, it's Howard on the catch into Clemson territory. Gain of 20.
Well, they're going to bring Hampton off the edge. You're going to see him come in. Watch this blitz pickup right here. This is Tyke Hayes really dipping into that running back room.
And they go to Hayes here to get the carry. And he picks up 4 to the 40-yard line, brought down by Vic Burley.
He doesn't step up and pick up that pressure off the edge. It doesn't allow Grunkemeyer the time for that play action pass to develop and find his open target. That's really well done by a young, inexperienced running back to step in and be a key in pass protection.
Saw Terry Smith there, the interim coach, Longtime assistant, 12 years on the staff, 5 as the associate head coach, then took over when James Franklin was fired after Game 6 of his 12th season. Franklin quickly hired by Virginia Tech. Smith will be part of Matt Campbell's staff going forward. Here's a shovel pass to Reynolds, and he's inside the 30. A little tight end shovel pass and a gain of 11.
This is one of their plays that you see routinely with this offense. And again, it's just misdirection. Pull that backside guard, fake the jet sweep, and then that shovel up the middle following his lineman.
Martin in trouble in the backfield and spilled for a 1-yard loss by Sammy Brown.
So seeing Penn State pick up the tempo here a little bit, Dave. Playing a little bit of pace, trying to get this Clemson defense on their heels. And the success on the ground continues for Penn State. Not on that first down run, but really in this second half, they've found a lot of success running the football. Love to run behind these tight ends.
Over 100 rushing yards on the day. Some more trickery, but Clemson not fooled. Pena brought down at the line of scrimmage. Brown and Cothran team up on the tackle for the Tigers. Also Caden Story in there. 3rd down and long. Be about a 48-yard field goal try from here. Ryan Barker made a 49-yarder in the first half. They'll keep it on the ground in 3rd and long, and down inside the 25 is Martin. It's going to be 4th and 4. They went for it around this area earlier in the quarter, and they'll take their time talking about it because they will not run another play here in the 3rd. They'll have enough time to talk it over before we begin the final frame here at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. This presentation of the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl at ABC will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Being a pro doesn't start under the lights. It starts in the kitchen, where Factor chefs move like point guards, reading heat and timing every pass. And dietitians dial in balance, the way coaches fine-tune plays. Because what you put in is what you get out. And what you eat, that's where it starts. Factor.
Power through the holidays with Energizer Ultimate Lithium, the #1 longest-lasting AA battery.
Every Al has something to protect.
I don't think I'm doing this right.
Al Chun.
Can you hand me that paint cup?
Alan Hagen.
I'm not going to spend my retirement on land.
Als who start a business.
She's the boss now.
And pass it down. They've all got something to protect. Whether it's these Als.
It's actually Allie.
Or this perfect little
Jeff.
And with investment, retirement, and insurance know-how.
Look at the camera.
Prudential can help protect your life's work.
There you are.
Who's your rock?
We cleared 10 cases.
In a week.
They have the moves, and to them goes the glory.
All that money I spent on dance lessons. What a waste.
It's called the NFL Playoffs on ABC and ESPN.
It's time to party like it's 2026.
Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest live on ABC.
2025 out.
Sponsored by Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
You have a decision to make here. What goes into the factors?
Yeah, at this point, it's a 4th and long situation. You know, points are tight in this game. You know, the offenses can't get to the end zone. So, you know, for right now, I think we're just going to take these points and try to kick the field goal.
Thank you, Coach. Dave?
All right, that's Terry Smith. And with Taylor McGregor, it would be about a 45-yard field goal. It's 4th and close to 6. So Ryan Barker out to try to extend the lead to 6. 43-yard attempt after the 49-yarder and 22-yarder he made in the first half. It's good, and so it's a 6-point lead for Penn State.
Good decision by Terry Smith, not just because Ryan Barker drills his 3rd field goal of the day, but 4th and 6, a little bit too far, and the honorable mention All-Big Ten kicker has been excellent in these conditions.
So let's take a look at the Bowl Challenge Cup standings brought to you by Progressive. Big Ten trying to go to 5-0. These are through the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. ACC and Big Ten would be tied with 1 loss if Clemson comes back to win this game. The American Conference won it in 2024.
Going to be tough for them to repeat this season, the 1-3 start. We saw Washington to kick off bowl season against Boise. Boy, that was a very impressive squad. They got one of those 4 wins for the Big Ten. Jed Fish can have another good team coming back next season. Big Ten, obviously 3 teams left in the playoff and 2 teams, the 2 highest seeds in this, and Oregon at number 5. Really a incredibly quality lead at the top and throughout.
Randall on the return. Able to break a tackle back at the 15, and Randall dragged down at the 34. So there are some coaching changes in the Big Ten. We've got one of them here with Matt Campbell. The big news yesterday, it became official. Michigan is hiring Kyle Whittingham, who stepped down at Utah. When Whittingham announced that he was no longer going to be the Utah coach, he made sure to let people know he was not retiring. What do you think of the hire?
Look, similar to what I said about Matt Campbell, I really like this hire a lot for Michigan football. You're going to get discipline. You're going to get toughness. You're going to get physicality. There's an emphasis on running the ball, on stopping the run. I think a lot of what Kyle Whittingham is about fits that Michigan man profile, and the style of football that he gets and demands from his teams is, I think, one that they're going to enjoy in Ann Arbor.
One of the longest tenured coaches at one school, more than 20 years at Utah, but a new challenge in his mid-60s as he goes to Ann Arbor to take over the Wolverines, who obviously a coaching disaster with the Sharon Moore situation, but a program with great tradition, history, and a lot of talent that he will inherit.
A lot of talent, and obviously with the portal, we'll see exactly how everything transpires, but Kyle Whittingham, one of the great coaches, great guys. Always enjoyed wearing Utah early this year for their game against Cincinnati. He's an impressive coach, and he's going to be a college football Hall of Famer. And I got to imagine Michigan fans got to be really excited about that hire.
3rd down and 5 for Clemson. Down 6. Trying to keep this drive going. Klubnik. Everybody covered. Receiver comes back to the ball. Benton Kerr. He cannot hang on. It's incomplete. Wiley and Mack in coverage. 4th down.
Well, the protection is really good. It allows Cade Klubnik all the time he needs to survey the field. And he finds his tight end, the true freshman, Christian Bettenker. Well, I really liked a lot on film watching him. This ball gets into his body. Give Collins tremendous credit. Got that right arm in and got the pass breakup.
Pena is deep after the 3 and out. Along the sideline, makes the fair catch at the 25. Inning in New York. Penn State by 6.
all-new ROG Xbox Ally. The games you love are in your hands. Take your favorite games anywhere. You can play here, and here, and here. This is handheld gaming freedom. ROG Xbox Ally.
Everything for me.
A golden ticket would be a thank you to all the people who have sacrificed for me.
You are inspiring.
Oh my God.
Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor back in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium, where we finally have a touchdown. Trevor Pena catch and run of 73 yards. Failed a 2-point conversion after, so it's 15-3. Now Clemson will need 2 touchdowns to have a chance to win the game. This will help as they'll get very good starting field position after the kick from Wosu goes out of bounds. Let's check in with Taylor.
Well, Dave, moments ago, offensive coordinator Garrett Riley going up to his receivers and having some words with them. He was drawing routes on his hands, but basically challenging them, be ready. They need a touchdown, and he wants those guys to be prepared. The last guy he spoke with, Tyler Brown, so perhaps he's a guy to look for on this upcoming possession.
Well, when you think about Cade Klubnik, too, Taylor and Dusty, and you know what this means for him. Last chance in a Clemson uniform. And it has not been a very good day for him and his receivers. A lot of drops.
Yeah, Taylor, I heard you say Tyler Brown. I'm trying to find one TJ Moore. He's been the most reliable receiver here today. I think he's the most talented receiver they have. They need to try to find one.
Klubnik instead throwing it underneath to Sapp, who's dumped immediately by Campbell. Gain of 6.
A good catch, catching that ball away from his body and holding on to it after a tough shot.
Facing a 4-man rush. Klubnik has another drop as Davidson puts it on the ground this time. That's 6 drops by Clemson.
Boy, this one hurts. This is a first down. Easy catch, right on the hands. And just for whatever reason, obviously the weather, but just been a rough day for pass catchers in this Clemson offense.
Been a rough year offensively in general. Clemson not a good running team, 99th in the country in rushing coming in. They've been one of the worst third down teams, in part because of the inability to run the ball on first down. Not very good in the red zone either. Klubnik taking off, and he's brought down after a gain of maybe 2. Vabu Torre there for Penn State.
Well, this is an outstanding job by Torre. Watch the speed he utilizes to run down Cade Klubnik. This designed quarterback draw. It's one-on-one, and that speed by Torre to get to the perimeter, crucial to get him down.
And Clemson going for it on 4th down and 2. Trailing by 12, inside 12 to play. Randall leaves the backfield. Klubnik rolling to his left and throwing it to Sapp, who gets the first down.
Roll pocket to the near side, short side of the field, and now Sapp with his second catch on this drive.
Klubnik back to the air. Over the middle, wide open is Moore. And Moore appears to have another Clemson first down. I'm going to say just short. And Moore hobbles to his position here for 2nd down and a yard. Randall gets the first down, and an ankle tackle made that could have saved the touchdown by Torre.
I think it was a touchdown saving tackle by Torre. Nice job by Randall allowing the blocks to set up, and you saw right as he's about to burst, Torre does an excellent job getting to his feet and getting him on the ground.
Klubnik to the sideline. And an immediate hit on Tristan Smith by Dixon. Gain of 5. Clock nearing 10 minutes to go. Clemson with all of its timeouts. Plenty of time in a 2-possession game. Just 3 points all day. Klubnik throwing downfield. A lot of contact. No flag. Dixon covering Smith. And now there is a penalty marker. It was late. It was thrown at about the 15-yard line.
They've allowed a lot of physicality outside today from these corners.
Pass interference. Defense in the 5.
This one draws the flag on the talented Darius Dixon.
And Dixon, a true freshman who has played very well, has 2 pass breakups in this game, but got too handsy downfield with Tristan Smith.
It looks like the right call, David. He's got his forearm in his chest. Right arm was kind of hooked around grabbing.
So that will put the ball at the 15-yard line of Penn State. They wrap T.J. Moore's ankle, and he's back out there for Clemson at the bottom of your screen. Clark Sanderson out in space, and he's close to a first down before he gets drilled out of play by Joseph. Clark Sanderson, a true freshman who came in with 1 catch all year, picks up 9 yards on that play.
Well, it's really good blocking on the perimeter. T.J. Moore helped spring this screen by Clark Sanderson. Bettencourt also out in front. Good blocking on the perimeter for that first down pickup.
Randall first down, and he's knocked to the ground short of the goal line by Tracy. It'll be 1st and goal for Clemson.
That's good vision here by Adam Randall, and a nice hole opens up on the inside. He cuts back, gets north and south, and inches closer to the goal line.
Randall again, and Randall dragged down close and in. He got the ball across. Touchdown, Clemson. They're finally into the end zone with 8:47 to go.
Well, this is close. Adam Randall gets spun around. He reaches that football out, and able just to get the nose of that ball over the goal line. Just crosses.
The previous play is under further review.
That's an excellent effort by Adam Randall. Able to keep his balance with the defender on his body, spin around, have the wherewithal of where the goal line is, reach that ball out, and score the touchdown.
With Dennis Sutton trying to take Randall to the ground. It will be 10th rushing touchdown of the season for Randall. Spent 3 years as a wide receiver at Clemson.
And we saw him last year as a Texas game in the playoff when they moved him over. A lot of injuries at running back. He got his first start in that game. And credit to Adam Randall. As we talked to the offense coordinator, Garrett Riley, said he's really learned throughout the course of this season how to play running back, how to allow his blocks to get set up, the timing that you have to have as a running back, and we're utilizing that there on a crucial touchdown.
After further review, the ruling on the field of a touchdown is upheld.
So Hoosier on for a point after. Hoosier missed a 33-yard field goal in the first half. Also made a 48-yarder. He can knock this through. It'd be a 5-point game. kick is good, and it's 15-10.
Well, there had been no offense today for Clemson, and down 2 scores, they got to have it. They put together by far their best drive. Adam Randall caps it off. The balance, the strength, and the touchdown for the Tigers.
Get ready for mowing season, for hauling season, and exploring season. Get ready for tearing it up, cutting it down, and working all around season. Because it's bad boy season, all year long. Bad Boy, title sponsor of the Pinstripe Bowl.
Introducing Chipotle's new high-protein menu with real chicken, grilled fresh, no antibiotics, no fillers, ever. Starting at $3.50, packed with protein, Chipotle's new high-protein menu is real protein you want to eat. Chipotle, for real.
The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers and Ally, the bank that's your ally.
It took 3.5 quarters, but Clemson finally gets into the end zone to make it a 5-point game. A brilliant drive engineered by Cade Klubnik. His one incompletion on that drive was a drop at a big 4th down conversion. And eventually they hit pay dirt with a touchdown run from Randall. It'll be a touchback, and Clemson will start on its 25.
This Penn State offense has found some life in the second half. Grunkemeyer, 8 of his last 10 for 134. That last touchdown we saw to Trevor Pena, a lot of that after the catch. But they found success running the football. Moved the ball well, scored on 2 of their 3 drives. And this obviously a very important drive to help try to salt away this game.
Trying to end the season on a 4-game win streak after a miserable start, which resulted in the firing of their head coach. As Grunkemeyer dumps it off to the sideline and out of bounds, close to a 1st down, is Devontae Ross, and it is going to be a 10-yard gain to move the chains.
Well, run-pass option, and it's a good fake here by Grunkemeyer as both defenders close in. He's got that outlet Ross outside. He's able to locate his target, and an excellent pickup on 1st down. Clemson was selling out to try to stop the run, but a run-pass option and an excellent decision by Grunkemeyer.
Through just 2 passes as a true freshman last year, Drew Aller gets hurt. This season, after Aller had struggled, Grunkemeyer is thrust into a very challenging situation and has handled it pretty well. They'll run the ball here. It's going to be a negative play. No room for Martin. Brown and Helt all over him. We're inside 8 minutes to go here in the 4th.
Well, here's going to be Will Helt setting this edge, getting right up the field. And you see Brown coming down as well. 6'6", 260. Does it a really good job setting that edge, fighting back inside. Sammy Brown's there as well. That's the future of this Clemson defense for next season. 13-47. 2 pillars for Tom Allen, this defense, with a nice stop on 1st down.
Grunkemeyer in trouble, steps up and has a completion to Rappleyea at the 38. He's slung down as soon as he catches the ball by McLeod. Gain of about 3. We've got a timeout on the field.
Timeout, Clemson. They're first to the half. 30 seconds in length. 7:07.
Feels like a little early maybe to use those timeouts for Clemson, right?
Yeah, I'm a little confused on what this timeout is for. You'd think that in a game, a 1-score game in the 4th quarter, you want to keep those timeouts as long as you can have them.
Because if you use one there, you'd almost think if it's a completion or a run play that's short of the sticks here and it's 4th down, you're going to use it again. Otherwise, why did you just call a timeout? Unless it was a personnel issue they didn't like, or
they called it so quick though, right after the catch.
Wasn't like you
called it almost immediately.
And even if there weren't enough guys on the field, that's one thing. You have plenty of time to run an 11th guy, or if you don't like the personnel package, plenty of time to make a change.
Confused and surprised by that strategy and the decision to call a timeout there, unless there's just something that we don't realize is going on.
And now a timeout by Penn State. The play clock was down to 1.
Timeout. Penn State. Their first of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Kick off your NFL Sunday with the Countdown crew, as they'll have all the stories leading up to kick. Sunday NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. And the Monday Night Football game, Rams in must-win territory, and they're playing a Falcons team that's playing better, won a couple in a row. Over on ESPN2, it'll be the playbook, a data-driven telecast. Coverage kicks off with SVP and the Monday Night Countdown crew at a special time of 5:30.
I like watching that Rams team play. Sean McVay's done an excellent job once again this season.
Still in the mix for the 1 seed, but they got some work to do after that loss to Seattle. Grunkemeyer on 3rd and 7 and has a first down catch to Ross. What a throw by Grunkemeyer to Ross. A gain of 36.
Well, he's got time to do it. Protection really good for Grunkemeyer. Do a good job picking up an interior twist. He steps up. Devontae Ross gets past that second-level defense. His pass plays perfectly out in front for Devontae Ross to catch it. And good yards after the catch. Huge 3rd down conversion for Penn State.
11 of his last 13 after an 11 for 20 start. Nearing 6 minutes to go, up 5. Martin, no running room, maybe a gain of 1, stopped by Denhoff. If Clemson can hold Penn State to a field goal, it would still be a 1-possession game.
I would be very intrigued the future of Ethan Grunkemeyer. I think he has shown a lot of people a lot here down the stretch of this season. He's still learning. He's only going to develop more and get better. Whether it's here at Penn State or it's somewhere else, I think there's a bright future for Ethan Grunkemeyer, quarterback. And
played well against Nebraska. 11 of 12 for 181 yards and a touchdown when he started that game. A ton of room downhill for Martin. And they'll mark him at the 21. So it's a 6-yard gain. 3rd down coming up, and now Clemson will use a timeout, leaving the Tigers with 1.
Good by Martin. Watch him press this edge, Dave. Gets all the way going to his left, puts the left foot in the ground, then gets north and south. Get that outside zone running. You get those defenders to turn their shoulders. There's creases in that defense, and the vision from Martin. Very good once again, and a nice pickup on 2nd down. Well, Ethan Grunkemeyer showed a lot down the stretch of the season. He's showing a lot here today, especially in the 2nd half. And it kind of started at the end of the 1st half. Leads them down, the field goal right before halftime, and then comes out the 73-yard touchdown from Trevor Pena. That ball placed perfectly. Poise, accuracy. Got some toughness to him, too. The redshirt freshman stepping up in a big way, leading his football team.
But a big 3rd down and 4 for Grunkemeyer and the Penn State offense. And they're going to keep it on the ground and get the first down inside the 15. Down to the 10 is Hayes. Be 1st and 10. They're just outside goal to go situation as we near 5 minutes to go. Penn State going with tempo here. Again, Clemson strangely burned 2 timeouts on this drive. Wide open, touchdown, Rappleyea. Man, was he open. As Penn State went with a little tempo, and Rappleyea found a soft spot in the defense for his 3rd touchdown of the season. And Grunkemeyer, with 6 touchdown passes all year, has 2 here in the 4th quarter.
Well, Rappleyea been one of Grunkemeyer's favorite targets. Tackle over. Look where he's at. Count him out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and no one's going to cover him. He's just going to sneak right up the field. Wide open touchdown. Unidentified by Clemson, but easily identified by Grunkemeyer, and a touchdown for the Nittany Lions.
Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest, live on ABC.
We talked with Terry Smith this week about the challenges that he's had to face this year. He takes over as the interim coach midway through the season when James Franklin is fired. He told us it was tough to manage the emotions in the building. A lot of guys that didn't know if they'd be retained when Matt Campbell got hired, including himself, who will stay on the staff, but obviously will no longer be in the position of making the decisions on game day. But give him and this staff, many of whom are done at Penn State after today, a lot of credit for what they've been able to do.
There's no doubt. And look, Terry Smith, one of the great wide receivers in Penn State history. This place means so much to him. And he told us it was an unbelievably challenging time when Coach Franklin was let go. He was thrust in this position, and he was able to keep this team together, galvanize this football team, and just talking with these players, being around these coaches for a while. Terry Smith means the world to everybody. He's really been the linchpin, the close of this season, and Penn State closing in on their 4th straight wins.
Pass caught by Benton Kerr, breaking tackles and into Penn State territories. Clemson has to go quickly here. 1 timeout. They will get the official 2-minute stoppage. A gain of 27 there. Four and a half remaining. Klubnik in traffic, broken up, incomplete, intended for more. Down in coverage was Dixon.
This is an outstanding play on the football by Dixon. He's going to give ground and get back. Zone coverage. He's that underneath defender, feels that route coming behind him. And a really good job getting his hand on the football.
3rd pass breakup for the true freshman Darius Dixon from Southern California. Loving the weather here in New York. Klubnik in trouble and denied. Dennis Sutton wraps him up and turfs him at the 30 or at the 44-yard line. A loss of about 7.
33 playing his last game in an Indian Lion uniform. Let's watch him work here off the edge as he's going to get home, working on Tristan Lee. Fights through the chipper. Adam Randall will not be denied getting to the quarterback.
2 sacks on the day for Dennis Sutton. Klubnik steps up and throws a strike for a first down to Tyler Brown on 3rd and 17. Clock running outside 2 minutes on first downs. Nearing 3.5 to go. In a 2-score situation. Randall down to the 31. Hoosier made a 48-yard field goal earlier, so they're on the cusp of his range. Again, needing 2 scores.
Field goal's no good right now, Dave. You got to have a touchdown.
All right, yeah, get 3-point. That'd still be a 9-point deficit. So got to get into the end zone. Klubnik on the move, being chased by two Nittany Lions, and able to check it down to Randall, is taken down for a loss. DeLuca had the pressure, and then the tackle by Ty Blanding.
That's just all-around good team defense. You touched on the initial pressure by Dom DeLuca. It's a good job by Klubnik finding an outlet, and Randall, but Blanding all over it.
4-down territory, 3rd and 11. Klubnik. What a play by Woosley, knocking the ball away from Tyler Brown to make it 4th down and 11. And Clemson has to go for it.
Boy, this is as good a coverage as you're going to find. Woosley in perfect position, gets that right arm in there and forces, which could be the most important 4th down of this ball game. We're showing all-out pressure here.
Will they come after him or back away? They send everybody, and Klubnik is sacked back at the 48 by Torrey. And Penn State takes over on downs.
Well, they show 8 up along the line of scrimmage. They drop 1, but they bring 7. And it's Torrey, the redshirt freshman, who they were really excited about, who's going to be the one that gets home and gets this sack on Cade Klubnik. Don't have enough to account for all the Penn State defenders. Torrey comes clean off the edge, gets a leg, and Penn State in prime position to close out this season with a 4th straight victory and a Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl championship.
Penn State will keep it on the ground. Out to midfield is Martin. Dabo Swinney will call his final timeout. We'll get another stoppage at 2 minutes.
Timeout. Clemson, their 3rd and final.
As Matt Campbell takes over this team after this game, I do think from just a roster standpoint, what does it look like, Dave? You know, he told us he's already been in the process of meeting with all of these players. He wants the right players that want to be at Penn State for the right reasons, that have those core values that he looks for in his players. And then it's also the decision of the players. How many of those players want to stay? And then you have to think about where he's previously been at Iowa State. How many of those players want to stay with their head coach? There's just a lot of questions on what exactly this roster is going to look like. But boy, it sure feels like there's going to be a very good foundation left for Matt Campbell to get started with.
A lot of talent. Campbell will bring toughness and discipline. And with Matt Campbell, what you see is what you get. What you hear is what you get from Matt Campbell. And coming up next, we've got the Pop-Tarts Bowl, Georgia Tech and BYU. Haynes King finishing up his career with the Yellow Jackets. But back to Matt Campbell, what he will bring to this Penn State team after 10 years at Iowa State. Most wins in school history, 3-time Big 12 Coach of the Year. A bigger pool of talent to recruit and dollars for NIL than he had at Iowa State, where he did a great job identifying and developing players along with his outstanding staff. Martin picks up 2. We'll get one more stoppage here at 2 minutes, and then it'll be 3rd down if Penn State gets a 1st down, and basically the game is over. And we'll step away. Penn State up 22-10.
Picture.
You should join Visible. It's only $25 a month. Look.
Unlimited data and hotspot, all on Verizon's 5G network for just $25 a month. Tell your people. For a limited time, get Visible for $19 a month for 26 months. Visible. Live in the know.
It was 6-3 at halftime in favor of Penn State. Then Ethan Grunkemeyer got going in the third quarter and found Trevor Pena in the fourth for a 73-yard touchdown. The first of 2 TD passes in the fourth quarter. Adam Randall had a rushing touchdown to get Clemson within 5. Just got the ball across. But the Nittany Lions bounce right back. Rappleyea wide open to make it a 12-point game. And Grunkemeyer is our Capital One player of the game.
He's been awesome here today, especially final drive of the first half and this entire second half. He's really taken the game over.
On 3rd down and 3, it's going to be close to a first down for Hayes. He's got it. And now the game, for all intents and purposes, is over. Clemson unable to stop the clock.
An impressive performance here today from Penn State. I mean, especially second half of this game, Dave, they've had success running it, throwing it, really had their way with this Clemson defense. And a lot of this happening, all of this happening with 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen out, the two-headed monster they have of Singleton and Allen in the backfield, and here's some chance of Terry out there as the appreciation I think everybody feels for what Terry Smith has done at his alma mater, stepping in this role. And obviously we'll continue with the staff and Matt Campbell, but to finish this year with 4 straight wins, Dave, just got to be a tremendous amount of pride Terry Smith has and what this team was able to achieve here at the end of the season.
And he was a legitimate candidate for the permanent head coaching position, interviewed and had a lot of support. But eventually he went with Matt Campbell. But as you said, Smith will stay on the staff. And don't forget to check out the ESPN app for the Capital One postgame immediately following this snap. Penn State will finish the year on a 4-game win streak and a 7-6 record as they beat Clemson, which also finishes 7-6. 22-10 the final score here at Yankee Stadium. Analysts check in, Taylor and Terry Smith.
Thank you, Coach. Moments ago, as the clock is winding down, the crowd is chanting your name because of how much you mean to them. How much does Penn State and this program mean to you?
It means everything. You know, it's we lived on this model of sharpen the pencil, write your own script. We dictated the terms the last 4 games. I can't be more proud of these guys, the kids. They played their hearts out. What a resilient group. They could have laid down and quit. They didn't have to play. They didn't have to come show up here at the Pinstripe Bowl, but they did. And they played really, really hard. You know, it's just a testament of Penn State and the character it builds coming to a great university like that.
Coach, I think your fans or your players have something for you. Some grass clippings.
Thank goodness it wasn't Gatorade.
You mentioned just everybody being able to come together for these final 4 games. You close out the regular season with 3 straight wins and then conclude it with the bowl victory. What did it take for this group to come together?
It took everything. We had our backs to the wall. There was many opportunities. When I started, we lost the first 3 games. We could have very well quit, but they didn't. They chose another path. These are great lessons for life. Just perseverance, keep working. Good things can happen from just hard work and determination and bonding and banding together. This group, I love this group. They're just a special group of guys that this is the greatest moment of my life. Like, it's just a great moment for me, my family, and I said I wasn't going to do that again, but I'm just so happy for our guys.
Hey, want to know, preaching the whole week, want to know.
Coach, I can feel the emotion from you. What brings that up?
I love Penn State. I love football and the game and Penn State. have done amazing things for me and my family. I'm just thankful and grateful.
Thank you, Coach. Dave?
His players love him, and the fans here that came to Yankee Stadium for this game love him as well. You hear the chants, Terry, rain down from the Nittany Lion fans.
It's got to be an incredible feeling for Terry Smith, and what a great way to end this season for Penn State.
Final score 22-10 over Clemson. For Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor, I'm Dave Pasch saying so long from New York. The Pop-Tarts Bowl, Georgia Tech and BYU coming up next, but right now we send you back to the studio. Kevin Nagandi and Booger McFarland. Take it away, guys.
Dave, Dusty, get to a heater, as well as Taylor. Bear Bachmeier, the only true freshman quarterback to rank inside the top 20 in total QBR this season. BYU getting ready for Georgia Tech in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. That is under 7 minutes away. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi here as Penn State gets that win. They close out the season. 4 straight wins. And what a moment there for Terry Smith, the guy who's the only remaining member on James Franklin's staff back in 2014 when they went to Happy Valley. And for him to do it, they just love him. He gets a 4-year extension to be a part of Matt Campbell's staff.
Kevin, you don't realize how hard that is to do, knowing that you're not going to be the permanent head coach and you're the interim guy. To get kids to come out and show up and play for you, let alone in a bowl game when everybody's trying to transfer and figure out what they're going to do next year, you're still trying to get this team to play this year. Outstanding job. His defense showed up today. 236 total yards, 4 sacks, 6 tackles for losses. The defense was outstanding. The future is bright. Matt Campbell is inheriting a really good culture already. Now, if he brings the same type of atmosphere and the culture in, Penn State's arrow is pointing up for 2026.
Not the way Penn State or Clemson dreamed this season would end. Both of them top 5 preseason picks. But then, look, Penn State closes the season out with a winning record, and we've experienced the coldness at the Pinstripe Bowl a few years back.
Yeah, top 2 coldest days of my life. I played in Green Bay. The wind chill was -15. It felt colder this day right here. I thought we lost Mac Brown this day. I thought he was
Mac's
dead.
Still cold right now.
He's still
sipping a hottie toddy after that experience at the Pinstripe Bowl. We were calling the game outdoors. I couldn't feel my lips calling the game, by the way.
You look 30 years younger, by the way.
I did, yes. It's because of that game. By the way, we've got the Wasabi Fenway Bowl right there going on right now. And this game between UConn and Army, Jim Mora on his way to Colorado State. Back and forth we go with Army and UConn. And the Wasabi Fenway Bowl, pretty good game so far on ESPN. The game right now is tied at 7 apiece, and then Army's run game, no matter what, it's God's power Wawiye going to the house.
Excellent pronunciation of the name. I'm not sure you got it right, but that was still a good try.
The Black Knights up 14-7. That game again on ESPN. Capital One Bowl Mania. Our games continue. Of course, we are minutes away from kickoff of the Pop-Tarts Bowl. And then later on today on ESPN, you've got the New Mexico Bowl and the Kinders Texas Bowl. And then the Tax Slayer Bowl, the nightcap on ABC. Thoughts that you, going into this game, it's going to stand out. It's going to be really Haynes King. That's who you're focusing on?
Well, Haynes King, he's got to be better throwing the football. That's thought number 1. Number 2, L.J. Martin for BYU running the football. And then my third and final thought, if you're Pop-Tarts out there, I haven't heard of a peanut butter Pop-Tart yet. That is peanut butter is my favorite snack. How come we don't have a peanut butter Pop-Tart?
Get on it. That's a great idea for the taste testers. Kickoff coming your way after this.
On ESPN, it's always championship season, always title season, and always trophy season. ESPN is always in season.